What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Doug Brown. The NBA Finals tip off next week. The top seed in the East, the Celtics, against the 5 seed in the West, the Mavericks, with Western Conference Finals MVP Luka Doncic.
Most importantly, we got great guys on the team, from players to coaches to everybody in the team. We have great guys, and that's the most important thing. Like I said, we stay together and we just play basketball. Especially I think we beat 3 very, very, very good teams.
Luka Doncic. Dallas is only the 5th team seeded 5th or lower to reach the finals. Celtics coach Joe Mazzulla says center Kristaps Porzingis is getting better, but it's too early to know if he'll be able to play. He's been out for a month with a right calf strain. On the ice tonight, Game 5 of the Western Conference Final for the Stars and Oilers in Dallas, with the series tied at 2. More roster moves by the Mets today. Right-hander Christian Scott and third baseman Brett Beatty both sent to AAA. Catcher Omar Narvaez is cut. He is designated for assignment.
As humans, we like having options. One option you might like is speaking with a real person when you call about your credit card. With 24/7 live, U.S.-based customer service from Discover, everyone can talk to a real person anytime, day or night. Limitations apply. See terms at discover.com/credit card.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge Studios.
That's right.
And off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. I'm Matt.
Love you, Matt.
Paul O'Neill.
They're chanting Paul O'Neill's name.
Used to. And Mr. Toby Tom Play. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there and make it a good one. Theriot here 1 hour from right now. Let us begin as we do every single day.
It's time to pop the top on another edition of AFR with Bud Light. Drink easy.
Well, this will never get old.
The pitch to the plate, high in the air to right field. Going back is Wiley at the wall, makes a leap, and Milam walks it off in the bottom of the 9th inning. That baby's gone into the Carolina Blues. Stephen Milam with his second home run of the day. 4-3, Tigers win it in the 9th.
Chris Blair on the LSU Sports Radio Network. Jay Johnson on his team's dramatics.
Relative to the toughness piece of it, it's just that's who we are now. That's who we are now. And, we got cut, we got blistered, we got bloodied, we got punched in the gut. Felt like 50 times in the first 5 weeks of the SEC play, but we got out of the hospital. And this is who we are now.
LSU. To the winner's bracket marble game of the Chapel Hill Regional, which we all assume is going to be against North Carolina. We'll wait and see how that all plays out. But I want to start at the end, and then we'll make our way through the rest of the game. How about Stephen Milam? Not just the home run, but that at-bat is so noteworthy. Stephen Milam is up leading off the bat and fouled off 4 consecutive pitches from the left side. This is what's significant. That was Milam's second homer of the 7th. 9th, he was turned around to the left side. Wofford, if you were watching the broadcast, you would have heard them talking about it, but Wofford had shifted. There was tons of space down the third baseline, and Milam was consistently trying to go down the third baseline to get on base. And he fouled off 4 consecutive pitches in a full count. Well, the first foul made it a full count, and then the next 3 were all fouled off in a full count. They came in on him, and he had the presence of mind to turn on that pitch, and he yanked it over the right field wall for the win. So what an AB by Stephen Milam, a 9-pitch at-bat, and a homer from the left side in that at-bat in the 9th inning to win it for LSU. We saw Stephen Milam have a walk-off in the SEC tournament. Y'all, I know it's cliche and it's an old adage. You talk about the it factor, all the intangibles that a lot of people talk about with athletes. Some athletes just want to be up in the biggest moment. Some want the bat in the hand. They want to take that last shot. They want to lead the game-winning drive. Some thrive in that moment. Some crumble under the pressure. Stephen Milam in his young career has very, very clear. And it was certainly to LSU's benefit in this game today. Another thing that really jumped to mind when I saw it first is we spent so much time throughout this season when LSU was struggling. They were 3-12 and everything. You know, at the halfway point, they blew that game against Florida in game 2 when they had 2 outs, nobody on, and Griffin Herring on the throughout the course of the regular season. Not once in SEC play did they steal victory from the jaws of defeat. Those went against LSU. Well, now look at what happened. You had 2 dramatic wins in the SEC tournament, and now here in regional play, when you absolutely had to have it to build your resume, when you were on the brink of falling into the losers bracket here in regionals, you were able to come through late in the game. It was not pretty, obviously. Nobody's going to, remember this as one of the greatest games LSU's ever played. But when you LSU in the postseason are not a... It's Tommy White. There aren't many of them. But you can add Stephen Milam to that list as well now. A walk-off home run in postseason play. And as this team... when you threw Gage Jump game 1, to go jump Holman, so you did that, and you did it in dramatic fashion. I mentioned Gage Jump, and we have got to take a moment to credit Gage Jump on the day that he had. Jump got you into the 8th. 7 1/3, 9 strikeouts, did not walk a batter. You saw how pesky that Wofford offense could be in the 2nd inning. You gave them a crack, and they took advantage of it. Gage Jump after that completely bared down through 105 pitches, saved your bullpen, and got you into the 8th inning and gave your offense a chance to come back and win it. What an outstanding performance by Gage Jump, especially after the struggles in the 2nd inning when they were walking Griffin Herring down to the bullpen and when you were down 2-0. And when you go look at that 2nd inning and how it all played out, it started with a bit of bad luck for Gage Jump. I mean, it opened with Jackson's double into right center where Mac Bingham caught the ball. Mac Bingham running to the outfield wall, catches the ball, but he caught it in his palm instead of in the webbing of the glove, and when he hit the wall, the ball came out. They went double, they went sack bunt, and then they went sack fly. And so they got a run home. And then they got the single, stole second, and then another single, which got the run home. So if if Mac Bingham catches that ball to open the inning and holds on, very difficult play. Please don't misunderstand me. I'm not criticizing the kid. But if he catches that ball and he had it in his glove, and if he hangs on, Gage Jump probably gets out of that inning without allowing a run. So in any event, a really gutsy performance by Gage Jump. Gavin Guidry only needed 6 pitches to finish the 8th. Griffin Herring only 17 pitches, striking out the side in the 9th. And so both of those guys would be available for you tomorrow in some capacity if you needed them. Here was Jay Johnson after the game on the day that Gage Jump had against the Wofford Terriers.
Yeah, I think he's the best pitcher in the country. And I believe that with all my heart. There's nobody more important that we brought here this year than him. And there was nobody that was going to pitch a game against the team that hits 340 that is on a heater right now, winning 6 games in about 24 hours last week or whatever they did in that tournament. He did a great job today. I mean, he's got a high bar for himself, and that's why he's so good. But it was going to take a really good effort to win today from the mound, and he gave us a great effort.
There were a lot of not great moments in this game. I mean, LSU struggled to get anybody on base through 6 innings. I mean, Jared Jones had a single. He had 2 hits. And then you ultimately have the solo homer by Milam. You have the solo homer by Braswell. You have the solo homer by Jared Jones. And then obviously the walk-off by Milam. 4 solo homers isn't exactly an ideal circumstance, but you made it hold up. And listen, there was a terrible moment in the game when Braswell homered in the 8th, and then Tommy White came up and had a 3-0 count against a pitcher that was struggling to find it. They green-lighted him. He threw him an off-speed pitch, and he popped up on the infield. The next AB, Jared Jones hits the game-tying home run. I mean, if Tommy White just keeps the bat on his shoulder and takes his base, I'm not saying they would have pitched Jared Jones the same way or the same result would have happened, but perhaps you take the lead there with Jones's homer. It all worked out in the end, so we'll forget those types of moments. And don't misunderstand me, y'all. Tommy White is an incredible baseball player. He's been amazing for this team. But there were moments when you had opportunities in a close game that you didn't come through. But when you needed it most, there was Stephen Milam with the dramatics, the heroics, and LSU beats Wofford 4-3 to advance to the winner's bracket game. So we'll keep an eye on North Carolina and Long Island. Carolina advances, of course. LSU will play Carolina on Saturday at 4 o'clock Central Time in the winner's bracket game. Okay, it's after further review. Speaking of Saturday, we will be at the Sportsbook at L'Auberge Saturday, 7 p.m. for the start of the ESPN undercard fights and all the way through UFC 302's pay-per-view event. This is open to the public. Everybody is welcome to attend. We certainly encourage you to join us. We did select our 8 VIP winners. They are Jude Housewright, Noah Temple, Matt Weibel, Daniel V. He didn't give me his last name on the text line. Jason Anderson, Caleb Dufresne, Mike Zillen, and Hunter Knockan. Those were our 8 winners. So those 8 plus their plus 2 will all be our VIPs, but everyone is welcome to come and watch the fights with us at the Sportsbook at L'Auberge. We'll have 104.5 ESPN swag. We'll have Bud Light swag. There'll be great drink specials. And, of course, hopefully we'll see Dustin the Diamond Poirier beat Islam Makhachev in the main event. Also, someone is going to win an autographed pair of UFC gloves, autographed by Dustin Poirier. But you have to be present to enter to win. So, again, come join us on Saturday at the Sportsbook at L'Auberge for UFC 302. We're going to have an awesome night. We look forward to seeing everybody there. Courtesy of Bud Light, the official beer of AFR, the official beer of the UFC, and, of course, Dustin Poirier, a spokesman for Bud Light now as well. So we're proud to have all these synergies, and we'll look for you on Saturday at the Sportsbook at L'Auberge in Baton Rouge, starting at 7 o'clock all the way through the Poirier-Makhachev main event for UFC 302. Okay, let me knock out a quick break. We'll come back. We'll kind of talk a little bit more about the game. We'll let you hear from Stephen Milam. We'll set the stage for what's ahead for LSU for the rest of the regional, how the pitching sets up, what we may expect. We'll get into all of that as we continue. Glad you're with us here on a Friday edition of AFR, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar.
AFR.
Y'all, as we head into the weekend, if you're looking for something fun to do, you can always pop on into the Watermark downtown or the Renaissance Southtown. Of course, the Gregory is the restaurant there at the Watermark, and the lobby bar at the Watermark, if you're downtown, is exquisite. Great place to go, just people watch, as people, the foot traffic along 3rd Street there. Or if you want to just have an elegant evening where you can enjoy a glass of wine or a cocktail, the Watermark downtown is a great spot to do it in their lobby bar. Or if you're in Southtown, right there on Bluebonnet, we always tell you about the Renaissance Hotel. The Renaissance has Tallulah inside the lobby there, and Tallulah is a casual upscale dining experience. The menu is fantastic, but the vibes are exquisite as well. You want to sit at one of the bar tables, you can. One of the booths, totally great. If you want to walk outside with their indoor-outdoor flow, they have a beautiful water feature with fire pits in the middle, sort of a semicircle, all walled off. Great place to go enjoy a premium cocktail, a craft cocktail this time of year over at Tallulah, inside the Renaissance Hotel.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Bayou Ford has the new inventory to get you in a new Ford truck or SUV today, or customize your next vehicle just the way you want it. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Power up your next project with John Deere Deals by Sunshine. Whether you're working hard or playing hard, our knowledgeable team will help you find the right product for you. Ask us about our amazing tractor package promotions. Learn more about what it means to be powered by Sunshine at sunequip.com.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
At Relief Windows, we're more than windows. We're windows, doors, hardy plank, and vinyl siding. But our number one product is always customer satisfaction. Visit us.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, nobody on top of the ninth. Herring's 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Herring strikes out the side here in the top of the 9th inning.
Didn't think we were going to need to see Griffin Herring for LSU in this ball game, but as soon as Bear Jones homered to tie it up in the 8th, I tweeted, I'm sure everybody thought the same thing, get Griffin Herring up in a tie ball game. At that point, yeah, you go with your best. You're not saving anything or leaving anything to chance at that point. So Griffin Herring came in, finished off the 9th for the Tigers, 3 up, 3 down, struck out the side, and then, of course, Stephen Milam with his heroics. I do apologize for the audio quality, but we do have a cut from Stephen Milam from the postgame about his 2 home run day and the dramatic walk-off win.
I'm just trying to get on base, pass the sticks again to Mac, try and have somebody else win the game. I wasn't trying to win it with 1 swing. That's when you do too much. He threw probably, I think, 8 fastballs, so I got my timing down and got a pitch I could drive, and ended up leaving.
I don't know why North Carolina's that's clearly just like a natural sound thing. I don't know that their mics are working with what they're posting or why they're posting what the quality. So I apologize for that. But you could hear Milam. Maybe you couldn't hear Milam, but said he wasn't trying to win it with 1 swing. He was just trying to get on base. And it was very evident throughout that AB, which, as we talked about, was a 9-pitch at bat where he fouled off 4 consecutive pitches before they came in on him, and he pulled the ball over the right field wall. So a huge moment there And throughout the course of a game, I often talk about how a manager or a coach at this level makes a handful of decisions that are in key moments that might impact the result. And we did see Jay pinch hit and put Ethan Fry in the game, and he flew out. We saw a pinch hit opportunity for Jake Brown to get a left-handed bat in there against a righty reliever, and Jake Brown struck out. And it just felt like this team continued to struggle to come up with that moment throughout the game. And Jay Johnson talked about that afterwards as well, the struggles that they had offensively, only getting those 2 hits through the first 6 innings.
Yeah, first off, I want to give credit to Little. He pitched exceptionally well, and there wasn't a lot of mistakes made, over the middle of the plate or up in the zone. So I think that was the story for the beginning of the game. I think, a lot of guys, and I mentioned this, are going through a lot of firsts this year, whether they're returning players from the national championship team or they're new here. And it's first NCAA tournament game. And, they want to do well, but we had to kind of get through some of that at the beginning of the game. He set a great tone in the first inning, and we didn't help it. We went out quickly in the bottom of the first inning. And that's part of, the complementary baseball. We have to play better.
Yeah, in that first inning, if you weren't watching the game, Braswell and White were retired on 2 pitches. I believe it was a 6-pitch first inning for Little, who started for Wofford. The other thing that was a change, and why you can almost never take things for granted in situations like this. I mean, we talked all week that we fully expected that Zach Cohen, the Wofford ace, was going to get the ball. And as the Wofford coach told Muse yesterday and talked about in that conversation, I mean, guy pitched twice in 3 days. There was 190 pitches, something along those lines. And so their training staff determined they wanted to give him another day before they ran him back out there. But late in the ball game, when it looked like Wofford might need a close, save situation, they had Zach Cohen in the bullpen warming up. So clearly they weren't going to extend him, but if they needed him, they were going to go to him in that situation. So, as much as you can plan and prep and think how it's going to go, very clearly there is some benefit to keeping things close to the vest, as it worked out that way for Wofford today. They didn't go with Cohen. They went with Little instead, and Little really kept LSU off balance. I mean, he went 5 innings and allowed no runs on the 2 hits. Only whenever they went to the bullpen was LSU able to break through with the solo homer against Michaels, and then Bouchard, the freshman. It was just, when you go through a game like that, it just feels like eventually you're going to find the crack in the foundation, and LSU found it. And whenever Bouchard went into the game and the broadcast crew was talking about how he's a strike thrower, well, if you're a strike thrower and you're a fastball thrower, which is what they said he was, he leans heavily on the fastball. When you're going to lean heavily on the fastball and you're a strike thrower and you're and you're not burning 97, 98, you're not Paul Skeens throwing a fastball by college hitters. They're going to time, they're going to hit it, and LSU did. They ended up going for 3 solo homers against Bouchard, 2 in the 8th, and of course the game winner in the 9th. So as we look ahead for LSU now, again, Carolina and Long Island, they play at 5 o'clock Central, so they're about an hour and a half away from first pitch there, and Carolina is a massive favorite in that ball game, and we're all anticipating that UNC will win and that LSU will see Shea Sprague on Saturday at 4 o'clock Central against the Tar Heels there in Chapel Hill. And so it'll be Luke Holman for LSU, and that's sort of now we piece together how the rest of the weekend may look. So Holman will go for LSU, and you'll have everybody else available. You have Nate Ackenhausen available if you need him. You can clearly bring back Guidry and Herring if you need either of them. Fidel Ulloa, Justin Lower would obviously both be available. The unknown at this point is still if Christian Little is available and on the postseason roster for LSU. Is he not?
He's not. I believe it was Koki Riley that had the tweet confirming from an LSU spokesperson that Little is out for the entire weekend.
And that's probably the right decision. And I think we talked about it a little bit yesterday or one of the days this week. Whenever you're talking about a limited postseason roster, it's really challenging to take a chance because you don't know how many games you're going to play. If it were 3 and you knew you were going to play Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and there were a chance Little might be able to pitch on Sunday, then you could maybe take that risk. The problem is you may have to, what if you fall into the loser's bracket? And then you have to play the elimination game on Sunday early and then come back and potentially beat North Carolina Sunday evening and then have a Monday game as well. Well, if you end up playing in 5 games in 3 days, you're going to need every pitcher available to give you whatever length they can. So you can't have a pitcher on the active roster for the playoff roster that might not be able to give you anything. So it's the right decision and one I think we all expected. We all hope that LSU advances, and then Little would be available next weekend on the roster in super regional play, or potentially Omaha if they advance beyond that. So you would have everybody available. Literally everybody except Gage Jump would be available in that game tomorrow. My suspicion is that Jay would use whoever he needs in that ball game to advance situationally. However, because while an ideal situation is your offense is great and you cruise and you don't have to use your best guys, if you do find yourself in a tight ball game, then and you need to use whomever it may be, Nate Ackenhouse and whomever, you're not so much thinking about Sunday. You're thinking about getting to the winner's bracket game, because even if you do have to use all of those pitchers, remember the loser of that game has to come back on Sunday and win a game to advance to try to win 2 against the team that starts 2-0. So even if you're moderately disadvantaged by having to use some of those arms, whoever you do it to win, because whoever you beat now has to come back and win another game before they get to try to beat you twice. And it's just that the more common circumstance that would arise is that you're going to have enough pitching in game 3 or 4 to get through, while they'd have to go through game 3, 4, and 5. I mean, it's rare that you see it. We saw it in 2014. I mean, LSU won the first 2 games, then Houston won an elimination game, came back and beat LSU twice. And that sucked. I mean, that's when our buddy Alden Cartwright made his sort of infamous prediction. But so it has happened, but it's just really, it's just a much tougher road to hoe if you have to come out of a loser's bracket. I mean, it goes without saying. But LSU would have everybody available against what we presume will be North Carolina tomorrow. And, Luke Holman, who has been LSU's best all year. Holman is, with a 3.36 ERA on the season, with 227, or with 116 strikeouts on the year. A 2.54 ERA on the season, with 116 strikeouts to just 32 walks. Holman's been your best all year. And now you've got Holman on the bump with an opportunity against that North Carolina team to try to limit a really good offense that's hit 311 on the season. I'm presuming North Carolina is going to advance and beat Long Island. But Luke Holman is who you'd want to have the ball in his hand tomorrow in that winner's bracket game, and LSU will have it. So, all right, it's after further review. Brought to you by Parish Construction and Roofing. Had a great meeting earlier today. Parishbuilt.com. Literally, as I sit here in downtown Baton Rouge, I can hear the rain outside. And, I mean, 20 minutes before we came on air in our parish ownership group, some of our team members were sharing videos of customers who have water coming in through their roof right now. Maybe it's around your vent. Maybe it's around your fireplace, whatever it may be. Maybe it's damage you didn't know you had. Well, we'd love to help you out. No job too big or too small. From the smallest residential repair to the largest commercial roof replacement, Parish Construction and Roofing can help. You can check out the website. Links for everything we do, from construction and roofing and waterproofing and restoration and everything there. But what I would highly recommend you do is you go to the website, parishbuilt.com, parishbuilt.com. You can click the form, the contact form, and fill out the form and let us know what you need help with, and we'll have someone in touch with you immediately. It's at Parish Construction and Roofing, parishbuilt.com, parishbuilt.com. I've been asked as well a lot since, as I've told you, do business with someone it's me and Theriot and Tilly and our whole crew. But I've been asked a lot, like, are you just Baton Rouge? No. It's the same crews, our same group, everybody that I've told you for 3.5 years to do business with someone we service the entire state of Louisiana. So wherever you are, we'd love to help you out. Go to parishbuilt.com if you have a roof issue, parishbuilt.com. Just fill out the contact form. You go to the website, you hit the contact form, and all the info is right there. You just it's simple. I mean, it'll take you 30 seconds. Put your name, your address, and what issue you're dealing with. You'll see the drop-down menu all right there. Parishbuilt.com for Parish Construction and Roofing. All right, y'all, it is after further review. We'll talk plenty. Terrio's here in 30 minutes. We'll talk plenty about this regional win for LSU, dramatic walk-off win against Wofford. We will hear from J.J. Edwards, the Wofford coach, who, man, what a disappointing loss for Wofford, as they felt like they were in complete command through 6 innings, and they were. But not how you start, how you finish, so to speak. And LSU offensively got going, and obviously Guidry and Herring were plenty good enough to throw up a couple zeros and let LSU finish that one off after they got, and then, of course, they got the walk-off win. All right, it's after further review. We'll do a wraparound, take a look at the rest of regionals, how the SEC teams are doing. We'll get to that here in just a smidge as well. We'll have Tigers and the Pros. Theriot next hour. We will chat with Ronnie Rance, as we'll do Fridays throughout the summer, talking some baseball. Glad you're with us. It's AFR.
AFR.
Man, I love telling you about Action Industries, proud partner of LSU Athletics. And, of course, Action Industries congratulates Jay Johnson and the LSU Tigers on their regional win today. Pulling for the Tigers, you'll see our guys from Action at the box all throughout the year because they're great supporters. They got tickets, third base line right behind home plate. Action Industries, a proud supporter of LSU Athletics. And as we always say, Action Industries has been an awesome asset for the petrochemical refinery markets since 1982. You do not get hired to do work in the petrochemical and refinery markets without an exemplary safety record and doing exceptional work. Because once you're in and you do great work, you're going to get rehired over and over. That's how Action Industries has been around for 42 years. Of course, they do fabrication work as well, if you're interested in that. So check it out at the website to learn more about Action Industries at their website or on their LinkedIn. It's Action Industries, proud partner of LSU Athletics.
When things heat up, you don't just want a cold one. You want the coldest one. The cold lagered, cold filtered, cold packaged one. Mountain Cold Refreshment. Coors Light. Choose chill.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is taking $11,000 off the new 23 Dodge Charger. We're open for business in our beautiful new showroom and taking $11,000 off the powerful new Charger. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
BRAC teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. BRAC, your #1 park system in the nation.
When it comes to ending cancer, we push forward, always working together for you. That's why our cancer experts at Ochsner have clinically integrated with MD Anderson Cancer Center. This means advanced cancer care, including access to life-saving clinical trials and integrating care to treat the whole you. Introducing Ochsner MD Anderson Cancer Center. Long live you.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood Subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
At Relief Windows, we're more than windows. We're windows, doors, hardy plank, and vinyl siding. But our #1 product is always customer.
after further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar.
All right, roll along. Remember, you can always call us, tweet us, text us in the 225-396-4400, 396-4400. Scott sent a text. It said, do you save Holman if Long Island pulls off the upset? So it's a very fair question. But let me submit this to you. Let's say you do save Luke Holman for a potential, Sunday game to send you to the Super Regional round. Okay. Well, then who do you pitch against Long Island? Do you go Ackenhausen and then a bullpen day? Maybe. The other thing that I would suggest is, would you really take chances with a team that upset the host in the number 1 seed and the number 4 national seed? I'd say, hey, let's not leave this to chance. So no, I think Luke Holman pitches tomorrow no matter what, because the most important thing for this LSU team, as we've said over and over and over again, is you got to go 2-0. If again, hypothetical, as we sit here at 3:36, Long Island and North Carolina start at 5:00. If the unthinkable happens and Long Island do and can happen, in game 2, I think you're going to go emphatically win, and you'd throw Luke Holman to start 2-0 and not think twice about it. It's a good question. I would love for Jay Johnson to have to answer that question and have to make that decision. But if LSU, if Long Island beats North Carolina, I think you're still throwing Luke Holman in game 2. All right, you can always tweet us at Matt Moscona. You can jump in the Bayou Ford YouTube chat on the Watch 104.5 ESPN YouTube channel, or you can text us in the 225-396-4400, 396-4400, 396-4400. Okay, let's go around the SEC.
Around the SEC, bringing you the biggest news from the nation's best conference.
All right, let's just run through the scores here for SEC teams that have already been underway or some are final. In College Station and Muse, feel free to jump in if you saw any of this and you want to add anything. Feel free from any of these games. So, Texas A&M, the number 3 national seed, a 1-4 matchup against Grambling. No issues for A&M. They win 8-0. Interestingly, Grambling did have 9 hits. Texas A&M scored 10 runs on 8 hits. Grambling was held scoreless, but did have 9 hits in the ballgame. But A&M, no issues. They advance.
Yeah, I mean, I expected that. Awesome for Grambling to get in.
Georgia, we're given a little bit of a scare by Army, but Georgia prevails 8-7 there in Athens. Saw Charlie Condon homered again. I guess it's a day that ends in Y, so good for him.
Yeah, I mean, look, pitching's going to be the downfall for Georgia. I liked them at home because of the way they can hit in that ballpark, and ultimately that happened for them today.
Western Michigan put up 8 runs in Lexington, 10-8. So another close ball game there, but Kentucky, the number 2 national seed, they prevail. As we know, Wofford, LSU beats Wofford 4-3. Vanderbilt took it on the chin against Coastal 13-3. Vanderbilt was the team before the SEC tournament that I was told was not in the field. When the committee sat there on the Sunday and did their mock, field, before the tournament play started, Vanderbilt was out. Now, Vanderbilt went on a nice run in Hoover like LSU did, and they deserve to be in, but, oh boy, they got pummeled there by Coastal 13-3, and that was never close.
Yeah, I mean, Coastal was up 8-0. Stop me if you've heard this before. The Chanticleers are hot in the postseason. Gary Gilmore, who won the national championship, this is his last year. He's retiring. They sneak into the field. They have a lot to play for to send him out a winner. I'd keep an eye on the shots.
I know Duke was your long shot.
One of them.
Well, no, with Mincy.
Oh, yeah.
You had Duke. I had
Oklahoma State, the Pokes.
And who did Mincy have?
I don't. NC State.
They did pick NC State. You're right. Well, Duke lost 4-1 to UConn.
Mm.
The other scores currently: South Carolina trailing James Madison 7-5. They're in the bottom of the 8th inning.
Not surprised at all.
Arkansas an 8-4 lead over Southeast Missouri State. Did they hold Hagen Smith?
Yes, they did. Mason Molina started today.
So Arkansas up 8-4 in the 5th inning, and Florida bottom 5 leading Nebraska 3-1.
Hey, long game.
I had Florida, Mincy and Muse, and Ott all had Nebraska. We'll see. You're right. But Florida has got 3 runs on 9 hits. Nebraska's been limited. Oh, but Nebraska, they can really swing it. They got the best pitcher in the country. Blah, 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 blah. Anyway. All right, there you have it. That is around the SEC. We're glad to have you aboard with us here. I guess I probably should tell you what else is coming up for the rest of the day. Alabama does play Central Florida at 5 o'clock. Are we counting Texas as an SEC school yet, or do we have to wait till next year?
You have to wait till July 1st.
Fair enough. Tennessee, the number 1 national seed, at 6 o'clock. They take on Northern Kentucky. So that's what we're keeping an eye on. Oh, and then Mississippi State against St. John's is also a 6 o'clock first pitch. All right. So good luck to all the teams in the regional field, but not really. The other one that would be certainly of interest here is the West Virginia-Dallas Baptist game. That, of course, is in the Tucson Regional, where the Chapel Hill Regional is paired. So if LSU were to advance, they would play the winner of the Tucson Regional. Right now, West Virginia is beating Dallas Baptist 4-0. Their top 7 right there. I believe that was another one of my picks, was West Virginia, not only to win that game against Dallas Baptist, but to win that regional and be in Baton Rouge next weekend. So see if it transpires, but that one looks pretty good so far as well. All right, it's After Further Review. Glad you're hanging out with us here. We're presented by our friends over at Shawbills Tire and Auto Service, ShawBillsTire.com. With 18 locations across South Louisiana, you're never far from a Shawbills location. If you need tires, you need Shawbills. When it's raining outside like it is right now, wouldn't you love the safety and security of knowing that you have the best tires on the road, gripping the road amid this rain to make sure that you're safe? You can do it at Shawbills. You do it affordably. ShawBillsTire.com. You can shop tires. You can schedule service. Find the location nearest you. Chat with an associate. It's all there at ShawBillsTire.com. ShawBillsTire.com. Shawbills, where we keep you rolling. All right. Because Theriot's here, we kind of flip things around a little bit. We'll do Tigers and the Pros when we come back next. We're going to talk tons of baseball today, but there are some other things I want to get to. Pro Football Focus ranked the quarterbacks in the NFL for the 2024 season. I'll tell you where Derek Carr falls. And a former LSU transfer portal target is now back in the portal. Might the Tigers kick the tires again? We'll knock that around a bit as well. Glad you're here. It's AFR.
AFR.
AFR is brought to you by River City's 1 Hour Air, where they're always on time or you don't pay a dime. 752-0001, 752-0001. The summer is upon us. The sweltering heat is here. Do not get stuck sweating in your home. Make sure your AC is up to the task to keep you and your family cool all summer long. Christian Lacombe sent this 5-star Google review. I would 1,000% recommend Britton Holden to absolutely anyone. If I could give him 10 stars, I would. Very knowledgeable, efficient, and most of all, honest. Perfectly on time, got the job done. Thank you, Britton. Another 5-star Google review, and I can co-sign because Britton's actually been to my house as well. He's awesome. But so are all the technicians from River City's 1 Hour Air. Look for the big yellow vans and trucks with the giant clock on the side. It's River City's 1 Hour Air. 752-0001, where they're always on time or you don't pay a dime.
There it is, the extra mile. on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Bayou Ford has the new inventory to get you in a new Ford truck or SUV today, or customize your next vehicle just the way you want. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Power up your next project with John Deere Deals by Sunshine. Whether you're working hard or playing hard, our knowledgeable team will help you find the right product for you. Ask us about our amazing tractor package promotions. Learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs, even in the case of an after-hours emergency. The light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
He's here. Anyone want a Coors Light?
Oh shoot, I forgot to play.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar.
Well. Remember a couple of weeks ago when the college football world was a Twitter after Brian Kelly said we're not just in the business of paying players or buying players? And that's all anybody heard, even though he gave you a 3.5-minute, very thoughtful, context-laden answer, which quite honestly, when you are an interviewer, that's what you crave. You want coaches who give you thoughtful, detailed answers, that they don't just default into coach speak and give you your common garden variety, standard pat processed answer. Yet, people crush Brian Kelly because they basically purported it as, well, LSU doesn't do NIL, which was stupid and not at all right or real. But the comments that he made were in large part about the defensive linemen that LSU were recruiting, Dominic Williams and Simeon Barrow. And I took time and told you what transpired with those guys. Dominic Williams had a 7-figure ask. LSU wasn't going to meet that number. And so Dominic Williams ended up going to Oklahoma. I don't know how much he got. Good on him. I'm not criticizing him. LSU then in turn offered Simeon Barrow more than they had initially offered, the collective, more than they had initially offered Dominic Williams. But Simeon Barrow maybe had a higher number in mind, and there was a staff member at the University of Miami who, let's say, knows LSU quite well because his son's on the football team, who didn't have the most kind things to say about LSU and their abilities in the NIL space. Well, here we are a couple of weeks later, and Matt Zenitz from 24/7 is reporting things are currently up in the air with transfer defensive lineman Simeon Barrow and Miami. Barrow, he notes, one of the top spring portal defensive linemen committed to Miami earlier this month, and he went on to add, if and when Barrow and Miami part ways, Missouri seems to be a team to watch as a possibility for him. I want to comment a little bit more about what is potentially ahead for Simeon Barrow, but I want to remind you, these were the comments Brian Kelly made a couple of weeks ago.
It hasn't fared very well, quite frankly, because, we're selling something a little bit differently. And that is, we want to recruit, we want to engage, build relationships, we want to develop, retain, and have success. We're not in the market of buying players. And unfortunately, right now, that's what some guys are looking for. They want to be bought.
LSU did add JVR Suggs from Grand Valley State. And at which point, Brian Kelly said LSU is no longer in the market for defensive linemen when he gave his interview to Scott Rabelais of The Advocate. That audio, by the way, was courtesy of Jacques Doucet and WAFB. Always give attribution, kids. And when Kelly spoke to Scott Rabelais, he was pretty clear. So we're not looking for defensive linemen in the portal anymore. They did obviously pull a punter out of the portal, but they do still have another roster spot if they want to pursue Barrow again. But Brian Kelly made the point. We're not in the business of just buying players. You want to recruit and develop and graduate. And Barrow had a very complicated history at Michigan State where he entered the portal 3 times and each time kept returning to Michigan State. This time he ultimately landed at Miami, and now he's back, apparently. Well, let me rephrase. He's not in the portal because he can't go in the portal. More on that in a second. But Barrow, it would appear, according to Matt Zenitz, is back on the market. Now, here's the complicated part for Simeon Barrow. Simeon Barrow's already enrolled at Miami, and the portal window is closed. So he cannot go back into the transfer portal at this point. There is no portal window. It's closed. And because he's already enrolled at Miami, the only way that he could go somewhere else at this point would be as a walk-on. He would have to leave Miami and potentially go somewhere as a walk-on. Now, you can massage that a bit because of NIL. You could effectively have an NIL deal that pays for his school, his tuition, everything you need, and effectively have another scholarship player just as a walk-on if you have the roster space, which you make space if that's the case. So is this something where LSU potentially kicks the tires again on Simeon Barrow? Or as Matt Zenitz reports, Missouri, it looks like that would be the landing spot. Is Missouri the spot ultimately where he goes? I don't know. Because I'm a little torn on this. On one hand, the player was good enough that you were recruiting him out of the portal because you were looking for starting caliber defensive linemen. And you didn't get that with JVR Suggs. You got a guy that's a Division II prospect that you hope can come in and maybe win a job or be part of your rotation, or we'll see. Barrow's a guy that was a starter in the Big Ten and a very productive player as well during his time there at the university or at Michigan State University. He had 110 tackles and 11 sacks over the last 3 years. So this is a productive player and a guy that's been a starter. So yes, you would like the player, but do you really want to compromise, as it would appear, what your approach to roster building is by now going back to the well with Simeon Barrow, who clearly is focused on one thing and primarily, which is NIL dollars. And I want to be clear again. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It's the world in which we live. Those opportunities are there for young men and women if that's what they want to pursue. And if that's what they want to pursue, far be it from me or you or anybody to criticize them. So if that's what Simeon Barrow wants, okay. And that's not a problem. My only point is this, what is happening with Simeon Barrow, underscore, bold, italicized, exclamation point, exactly why Brian Kelly said what he said about LSU's approach to the portal. Yes, you're going to use the transfer portal. Yes, you're going to have NIL opportunities for student athletes and good NIL opportunities. But what LSU isn't going to do is just go write a check to pay someone's price who's only looking for a check. If somebody else will, great. And maybe it proves to be that's the way you do it. Maybe Ole Miss this year proves that's the approach that's going to work in the NIL portal era. Or maybe Brian Kelly's building something sustainable. So Simeon Barrow apparently is leaving Miami. Brian Kelly said they're done recruiting defensive linemen. But do you run it back with a guy who you brought here, you really liked, you offered a very handsome NIL opportunity to him, or do you watch him go to Missouri in your league? We'll wait and see in time. I have half a mind to say you need to improve your defensive line now. You need a starting caliber player, and he's one you added as a one-year mercenary. If it doesn't work out, it was a short-term deal anyway. No different than Denver Harris a year ago. Didn't work out, and now he's gone. Time will tell. But Brian Kelly seems pretty firm on how he wants to build his roster. It doesn't seem like that's the approach he wants to take. So we'll continue to follow it. But Simeon Barrow apparently not long for the University of Miami after all. I feel shocked. Okay, it's After Further Review. Friday shows are brought to you by Don Juan Cigar Bar. Of course, right there in Town Center. Go stock your stash over at the retail shop or belly up to the bar. Have some craft beer, premium cocktail, a great cigar. Enjoy time this weekend. Got TVs all over. You can watch some of the baseball this weekend. It's at Don Juan Cigar Bar in Town Center. Okay, we're going to knock out a break. Sports Center's coming up. Get you caught up on national headlines. Muse will circle back to Tigers and the Pros later. I wanted to get the Simeon Barrow conversation in there. So, Sports Center's coming up. Let's get you caught up on national headlines. Theriot's here to start hour number 2. Ryan's letter will get his thoughts on LSU's walk-off against Wofford. Stick around. It's AFR.
AFR.
Brought to you by South Point Volkswagen and SouthPointVW.com. New and certified pre-owned in Baton Rouge and online at SouthPointVW.com. SouthPointVW.com. Y'all, the Memorial Day celebration continues to roll on with amazing deals over at South Point Volkswagen. I tell you this all the time. They are Louisiana's largest volume Volkswagen dealer. And as Louisiana's largest volume Volkswagen dealer, they can always offer you better deals. Like the Volkswagen Golf GTI, 4.9% for 60 months or $1,000 customer bonus. All of those deals for Memorial Day have been extended. It's the extended event going on right now. Yes, they have new, but remember, they've got certified pre-owned as well. And they even have a section for vehicles under $20,000. So maybe you're looking for a first vehicle. Maybe you're just looking to pay cash. They got all different Volkswagen models and non-Volkswagen models. The first 3 that popped up are a Subaru, a Nissan, and a Honda. Remember, people trade in their vehicle to buy a Volkswagen. You got certified pre-owned inventory at South Point Volkswagen.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared toward seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
When it comes to ending cancer, we push forward, always working together for you. That's why our cancer experts at Ochsner have clinically integrated with MD Anderson Cancer Center. This means advanced cancer care, including access to life-saving clinical trials and integrating care to treat the whole you. Introducing Ochsner MD Anderson Cancer Center. Long live you.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
and looking forward to 50 more.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Doug Brown. It's not a 2-week wait a la the Super Bowl, but it will be a 1-week wait for the start of the NBA Finals. The Mavericks and the Celtics with the first 2 games in Boston. ESPN's Kendrick Perkins believes the time is now for Jason Tatum to show out.
The stage is set for you, and Luka and Kyrie is coming into town. And some may say right now that Luka is going to be the best player in this series. Jason Tatum has to stand on business. He has to win the championship, and he has to win the Finals MVP. There's no other way around it.
Kendrick Perkins on Get Up. Game 1 of the Finals Thursday night. It's on ABC and ESPN Radio. In the WNBA, guard Tiffany Hayes comes out of retirement to sign with the reigning champs, the Las Vegas Aces. Hayes played last year with the Connecticut Sun after 10 years in Atlanta. 7-time Olympic gold medalist Katie Ledecky says faith in the anti-doping system is at an all-time low. She tells CBS Sunday Morning the way regulators handled the case of 23 Chinese swimmers has everyone wondering if there's a level playing field.
As humans, we like having options. One option you might like is speaking with a real person when you call about your credit card. With 24/7 live, U.S.-based customer service from Discover, everyone can talk to a real person anytime, day or night. Limitations apply. See terms at discover.com/credit card.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge Studios.
That's right.
It's that Louisiana boy, yeah, they call him the Riot. Born and raised in the swamps, on the fight like a tiger. He going beast mode, baby, he a beast though. What you think he supposed to do? You pitch a better reload.
After further review, the Riot Radio Hour with Matt Moscona and Ryan Theriot. Presented by Alpha Customs. Alpha Customs, Prairieville and Lafayette. And online at alphacustoms.net.
How's your week going?
Week was good.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, but good. I'm full of good ideas.
Here comes Theriot. The throw, not in time. Scudero delivers and the Giants lead 4-3 in the 10th.
The wave pool, although probably full of bacteria, flesh-eating parasites, and the occasional turd, provides endless hours of fun. It's not cool to have a 30A sticker on the back of your grocery go-getter. Big fan of the truck.
The Riot Radio Hour.
Theriot rounds third. He heads for home. Here's the throw. He is safe. Packers win. Packers win.
Hour 2. Off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. I'm Matt.
You're a loser, man!
Hey, shut up, kid. Paul O'Neill.
They're chanting Paul O'Neill's name.
You, sir. Hey! Theriot.
Show me!
We're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there and make it a good one. Yeah, brah.
Yo, brah.
Where were you when Stephen Milam hit the walk-off against Wofford in the bottom of the ninth to win the regional opener 4-3?
Exactly where I was. Sitting at the table with Dr. Craig Green.
Yeah. Were you watching the game?
I had to turn it off because I just couldn't focus on what was going on. And like middle of the podcast, he said, hey, what's the score? Let's check it. We checked it.
Were you recording or were you taking a break?
We were recording.
Oh.
This was in the middle. Like, I guess the suspense he couldn't take it anymore.
Why would you all choose to record the podcast during the game?
But you know how Doc is. Doc is like scheduled to the second.
Yeah.
Like it's nap time, go to sleep. So we didn't have much of a choice. But yeah, second homer of the game for our guy, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. So fired up. Trying to get him on today. We'll see. Maybe.
Disclosure here, Mr. Theriot, our friend, knows Stephen Milam pretty well, personally and in a baseball sense. So I want to get your thoughts on that, on the homer, the day, all the stuff. We'll talk plenty of baseball here over the next 2 hours with Theriot. But how's your day? How's your week?
Busy week.
It's a nice shirt you got there.
Busy week. A lot going on. There's a lot. Yours is nice as well. The Broadmoor blue. I like it. Buccaneer blue. And the Paris. So it's been a busy week. We've got, yeah.
Go to that. Yeah, there we go. There it is.
Beautiful shirt, swag, more Paris swag. This hat is new as well.
Oh, the all black.
Yeah.
Last week when you were here, you had like a dozen Parish hats.
This is a new one.
That's a new one.
We picked up some new shirts today as well, new designs.
Do we have any more? Really?
We do. We have some new t-shirts. Nice.
Do we have any more? I need one. Yeah. Do we have any more of the mint green hats?
We ordered 30 more mint greens.
All the ladies want those.
They do.
Erica took that one. I knew she would. And then her sisters were over for Memorial Day, and her mom, and they were all like, "Oh, I want that one." Yeah. It's like that's literally the only one.
So what I'm doing is I'm buying a bunch of stuff, figuring out what everybody likes.
No kidding.
I'm going to figure out what everybody likes, and then I'm going to order a lot of that stuff.
Got it.
And then I can give it to everyone for free. Like guys can just have it. I want everybody to have.
Yeah, it's better with people wearing our logo and being walking billboards than it's sitting in boxes in the office. But here's my question. So I keep getting inundated with requests from people because the logo's great, the merch is cool.
Yeah.
People who are like, "Hey, can you mail me a hat to here or there? Can you send me?" And I'm like, I would love to do that, but what's our postage budget? Like, are we gonna mail? I mean,
well, I think you just at this point, since we're committed already. I think we just, I think you just you got to give the people what they want. What I would like to do is like, if we come give you an inspection at your house, I want you get your choice of whatever hat you want.
I like that
because we've got a bunch.
We do, and they're really good. They're good.
They're good. So
people compliment them. They're really good.
So I got a letter for you guys today.
Okay.
Got some help from this one, just from a topic standpoint. From yours truly over here, because today's been a very busy
Yours
day.
truly would be you.
Today's been a very busy day. I got some help from you.
Hey, Twitter. Oh, no, not Twitter. Hey, X World.
George truly.
So here we go.
Rip, but not really.
So dear Angel Hernandez, who recently retired Major League Baseball umpire Angel Hernandez. Umpired my games. I'm no Angel well. I mean, I don't know. I know Angel. So I wrote him a letter. Here we go.
He's brutal.
So I was never a fan of robot umpires while I was a player. You know that. We've had this discussion.
We've had it many times.
The relationship between the official and the player was a unique one, and one that I enjoyed. Both parties had a genuine connection. They wanted the outcome of the game to be a good one. And I believe that sincerely. I do. I know these guys. They're good guys. It wasn't until recently that my eyes were opened to just how much umpires can change the game.
Really?
It's recent. Technology, I think. From balls and strikes, safe and out calls, hell, now even the non-renewable runner interference call that we saw in the LSU softball game. Super regional. That one really pissed me off. The umpire is as important, if not more, I would argue, than the actual player. We've seen it. Major League Baseball has made it to where the umpires have zero. And when I say zero, I mean zero accountability for being horrible.
Yes.
I've seen perfect games lost.
Yep.
I've seen
singular, but yes.
I've seen a perfect game lost because of a missed call at first base.
Jim Joyce.
Monumental moment.
Yep.
I've seen World Series games decided not by the players on the field, but the guy behind the plate calling balls and strikes.
Oh, really? That decided the game? Not the 27 outs both ways?
Nope. These are significant milestones and games that were changed because a dumb umpire made the wrong call. I think it's recent technology. No, I know that it's recent technology that has come about with the little box.
Yeah,
and
K-Zone.
Instant replay and, all the different angles of the ball coming in that we've seen just how bad certain umpires are.
Yeah.
And I understand that it's a hard job. I've had to umpire. I've had to fill in at traction in the past when umpires decided not to show up.
Yeah.
And I've had to go umpire a 12U game, and it's hard.
Hard.
I get it. It's not easy. I'm not saying it's easy. But you know what else is hard, Matt? Being a boob doctor. That's hard.
It's hard.
Yeah. If a boob doctor goes to do a boob job and makes one boob bigger than the other boob, you know what happens?
You get fired. You get sued.
They don't get to do any more boobs.
Yeah, you get sued. You don't get to do boobs.
Nobody
anymore.
wants one boob being bigger than the other one. If the garbage man comes by my house and decides to take my trash can and just dump the trash in my front yard, he's probably not going to have his job for too much longer.
Probably. Fair.
Matt, every other job in America, in our great country in America, other than judges, like as we've seen here recently,
America,
have consequences if they do their job, if they don't do their job up to the standards expected. Every job other than Major League Baseball umpires. And no one was worse than doing their job than Angel Hernandez.
Fact.
Angel Hernandez was consistently awful. Not recently. He's been awful for 30 years. And he consistently had a job over and over and over. You know how much money Angel Hernandez makes?
No. How much?
$350,000, $375K.
It's a pretty good year.
For being awful.
Yeah, for being awful.
Flies around the country for free, eats for free, stays in nice hotels, and he's awful.
And he's awful.
The good news is, Angel, you're not the only one who stinks. And I don't want to hear the crap. They're doing the best they can do. They're doing the best job that they can do. They're trying their hardest. Those guys get paid a ton of money to make the right calls. Now, I know what's going to happen here after I do this. It happens every time I talk about umpires. You youth officials and high school officials and college officials get your panties all in a wad.
Well, they're terrible, too. They're worse.
Theriot hates umpires. You try to do it. Blah, blah, blah. Shut the hell up. Okay?
I don't think they're bad people. They're just terrible at their job, all of them.
Although you guys are paid officials, y'all are not professionals.
True.
And I don't expect you to be any good. Okay?
True.
You're not any good because you're not any good. You have a job. Like Skip said, you're a barber. You're a teacher. He's a plant worker.
Are you going to call Matthew Musso?
Angel, you've brought attention to a position that should not get any attention. You've made yourself a talking point when you should be invisible. And for that, I say thank you. Thank you for no longer screwing guys out of millions of dollars because you're not good at your job. I say good riddance, happy retirement, sincerely, Ryan.
It's After Further Review, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. We'll do Kick Rocks. Keep talking about LSU. Walking off Wofford. Theriot's thoughts coming up at AFR.
AFR.
Brought to you by Glow Resources, GLO, glowresources.com. Complete employer solutions. If you need skilled blue-collar labor, Glow Resources can help. If you need white-collar jobs filled, if it's C-level management, Glow Resources can help. Glow Resources, yeah, their corporate office is based right here in Baton Rouge, but they've got offices in Dallas and Miami and New Orleans and all over the place. It's Glow Resources. Check them out online, glowresources.com. Listen, they can even make a move for an employee to a customer when the customer may fall short. I mean, you're focused on your business. Glow is focused on hiring. That's why you need Glow Resources. They hire approximately 1,000 employees a year. Trust their expertise. Let them help make you more efficient. glowresources.com. Online, GLO, glowresources.com.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Power up your next project with John Deere Deals by Sunshine. Whether you're working hard or playing hard, our knowledgeable team will help you find the right product for you. Ask us about our amazing tractor package promotions. Learn more about what it means to be powered by Sunshine at sunequip.com.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local.
One way to that dead end, but you yellow. Cover hard, better bring some water. Get gasoline candle, get this fire started. Your heart jumping like a bass drum bump. You bad enough to meet the alligator in the swamp. Here I go.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar.
All right, glad you're rolling along. With us here.
Hey, bro.
Are you going to do the show?
Hey, bro.
Hey, bro.
Yeah.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm good.
Good. Stephen Milam hit a walk-off homer for LSU in the bottom of the ninth. Am I leaving out any LSU postseason walk? I'm not talking SEC tournament, regional, super regional Omaha. Warren Morris, Tommy White, Shambra did it in the supers in
15 against ULL.
Boy, the years really run together. 15. Am I leaving any off?
Walk-off homers?
Walk-off homers. I think that's the list. Because I think we did this last year when Tommy White had his walk-off against Wake Forest.
Let me check real fast on
None
one.
popped
Hold
into
on
mind. Unless I'm forgetting one. I don't think there have been dramatic homers, but there have been walk-offs. But I think those are the only walk-off homers in postseason ball. You disclose as much as you want here. I know you know. Yeah.
John Zarang in the regional. Zarang in 2003. I couldn't remember if it was in the postseason. It was against UNC Wilmington. That was the year they beat Tulane.
Zarang was he was SEC Player of the Year that year.
He was SEC Player of the Year. Yes.
It was just they were not a great team. That 03 team, they weren't a national seed, but Baylor ended up upsetting whoever was the national seed in their regional and came here. So that super ended up being played here in 03. Of course, LSU went to Omaha that year. So anyway, you go to whatever degree you're willing to say. Like, I know you know Stephen Milam pretty well. What give me your thoughts on how he has been able to progress from a guy that in fall was, by his and Jay Johnson's admission, bad. Like, he had a very bad fall, and now he's he's been the everyday second baseman for the bulk of this season.
I mean, I think first it starts with like understanding who you are and having a consistent approach at the plate. Not trying to do more than you're capable of doing, and then in turn you start to see some of these power numbers pop up. Like, what is it? 3 homers in his last couple games, like some big homers at that. But I know just through talking with him and understand that type of hitter he is, like he wasn't trying to hit a homer. He's up there trying to get his butt on base. It's literally all I'm trying to do is square it up. And then it goes over the fence. Good things happen. You see a lot of times you see hitters get out of their comfort zone trying to do things that are asked of them that they're really not capable of doing. And really, man, this is just a case of a kid with a lot of talent, shows up on campus, in an environment where this team's coming off a national championship, sees there's an opportunity to get some playing time, and then you start pressing. I mean, I got to swing the bat like Tommy White swings the bat. No, you don't. You don't have to, and you never will, by the way. You have to swing the bat the way you're capable of swinging the bat, and he's getting comfortable, man. The ball looks like a beach ball for him right now, and it's a good feeling.
He's hitting .332. He started 56 games of the 59 he's played in this year. And I know you didn't get to see it because you were recording a podcast at the time, but it was a 9-pitch AB. He led off the bottom of the 9th, and he had a full count. And so he was batting from the left side. He homered from the right side in the 7th. And in the 9th, he homered. The walk-off was from the left side, and they shifted against him. So there was a giant hole at third base, and he fouled off 4 straight pitches to the left side, like trying to go where they weren't. And they came in on him, and he yanked the ball over the right field wall. I mean, it was a really, really impressive at-bat. Just getting on base, it would have been an impressive at-bat. But obviously, to finish with the walk-off homer was amazing. But it was great plate discipline. Great. You could tell he went up there with a plan and an approach.
Yeah, I mean, and we watched another infielder from New Mexico take the same approach offensively that this kid is, and I'm not saying he's going to be Alex Bregman or he is Alex Bregman, but I am saying he's mature beyond his years in the way that he approaches the at-bat.
I would say, I said this in the first hour as well, and since candidly, Stephen Milam has been on the show, but I don't know him. I don't know him. I can't tell you. I know you do. You all talk often. He strikes me as a guy that, some guys, you were like this. He's a guy that in the biggest moment wants to be at the plate in the biggest moment. Not everybody wants that pressure. Not everybody does well or thrives in those moments. There are guys that want the ball in their hand to take the last shot. There are guys that want to be under center, leading the game-winning drive with a minute and a half to go. There are guys that want to be in the batter's box in the bottom of the 9th with a chance to go win the game. And they elevate their play in those moments, and he seems to be one of those guys. I mean, does that play? Does that map?
I mean, just like sitting down and having a conversation with the kid, you get that. Like everything is baseball centered. Every question is about baseball and how to get better at baseball. And again, it's eerily similar to an infielder that we had a couple years ago that I think everybody enjoyed wearing the purple and gold. It's when you focus and want that moment, and when you focus on the game, you want that moment. I've always said this. I don't want the guy that hits 450 with 30 homers but stinks in the big moment. I want the dude that hits.
A-Rod.
There's a lot of them. I mean,
yeah. Well, that was just an infamous one because I watched it all the time with the Yankees. I mean, he put up MVP numbers, but nobody wanted him at the plate in big moments.
Give me Aaron Boone.
Yeah.
Give me the guy that and that's who wins championships. So we're glad to have him.
But did you see his hair?
Yeah, we're gonna have to talk about the hair a little bit.
I don't know, man. People seem to like it.
But well, we've talked about a few things, just aesthetically. The mustaches. We need to work on.
Well, no. Have you seen the hair today?
Yeah, with the stripes.
The purple.
Yeah.
The purple stripes.
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah.
But that's okay. I mean, he's got some learning to do.
He's got edge.
No, he's got edge.
Brought to you by Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry, LMFJ.com, LMFJ.com for Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. If you're still looking for that perfect graduation gift for the graduate in your life, you can always pop into Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. Beautiful timepieces, writing instruments, but a gorgeous engraved pen. That's a great gift for a graduate. They got them at Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. Remember, when you walk into Lee Michaels and you're buying that diamond, you're never, ever, ever going to see a lab or man-made diamond. That's a science project. At Lee Michaels, all natural, from the finest diamond mines in the world. That's what every diamond hand inspected before it goes in the case. Thrill her with a gift in the red box from Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. LMFJ.com for Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. And if you don't go to Lee Michaels, you can kick rocks.
It's time to Kick Rocks with Ryan Theriot.
Kick Rocks.
Presented by Ruckus. Kick Rocks with shoes from Ruckus. Jones Creek Road in Baton Rouge. Or go to ruckus103.com.
Tom Brady can kick rocks. That's a standing kick rocks, but this one's
a perpetual kick rock.
Kick Rocks.
Did you prepare?
Yeah. Okay, you can kick rocks for being a middle midget.
Kick rocks.
Costing your team 4 points.
They can kick a whole bag of rocks for that.
Get on down the road and kick rocks.
Hey.
Mississippi State finished the SEC play this year 17-13.
They did.
Pretty good year. And they were not selected as a regional host. The committee chose to not send the host site over there to Starkville. For that, they can kick rocks. Haven't seen a game score or anything yet. If they've played yet, I don't know what the Bulldogs are doing.
I think 5 o'clock is maybe their start time.
So where are they going?
Hang on. Muse, do you have the start time in front of you over there?
Yeah, 6 o'clock, and they're in Charlottesville.
Okay.
Imagine if LSU were 17-13 in the SEC and didn't get a host site. There'd be a riot. It'd be a flipping riot.
Yeah. Where?
The riot.
Where are they? Charlottesville?
Virginia.
Who is that?
Virginia.
University of Virginia?
Yeah, UVA.
Are they good?
Yeah.
Decent. Is Mississippi State going to win that regional? Probably.
I don't know.
Maybe.
Sure.
Okay. Why not?
Let's go with it.
Yeah. I give credit to Muse for this one. This is pretty good. The London mayor. Who is the mayor? What's the mayor of London's name? We need to figure this out. I don't know his name or her name. It could be
it's
her.
A man. He's
Sharon Weston Broom,
No.
mayor of London.
He's got a Middle Eastern name.
Sadiq Khan.
Of course he
Sadiq
does.
Khan. There it is.
It's London.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
Okay.
So Sadiq Khan, who's the mayor of London, says that they should host the Super Bowl in London. Okay. Sadiq.
Yeah.
First off.
What's wrong with this?
Well, football is an American sport.
So?
It's played over here in North America. This continent. There's
and
no
the
team.
friggin' World Cup is going to be here this year, isn't it?
That's different.
How is that different?
Because they play soccer everywhere. They don't play
They play
football
football everywhere.
No, they do not.
Then why do we go play NFL games in London as it is?
Okay, they may play it, but they don't play it.
What do you mean they don't play it? Of course they
Just
play it.
Just because you got a group of kids running around with some pads doesn't mean they actually
kind of like
play.
soccer in this country, because we ain't never whipped nobody's ass in soccer. U.S. ain't whipped nobody's ass in soccer.
We have
ever.
professional soccer here. They don't have professional.
Sort of. We have like professional soccer light.
I've been
MLS
to a
ain't
few
professional
games.
soccer.
No.
Stop that.
I wonder how many players.
The U.S. ain't never whipped nobody's ass in a World Cup.
I wonder. Yeah, they have.
No, I ain't talking about Women's World Cup, because that's not even as old as the Men's World Cup. They've been playing it as long. Right? So in our country,
U.S. women have dominated that sport.
Right. So
by the way,
in our country, for decades, when men didn't play or young boys didn't play soccer because it was a quote-unquote wimpy sport, and girls played soccer, yeah, we got 300 million people. We cultivated more of a women's soccer culture. Fine. Also, Title IX has ripped men's soccer out of a lot of college programs, so we don't cultivate and develop men's soccer. In the last decade, 15 years or so, that's changed more. You see more young athletes playing soccer. Fine. My point is, historically, USA never even sniffed a World Cup championship. So what are you talking about? We still get to host a World Cup in this country, and I welcome it. You want to know why? Economic impact.
Please tell me what.
Dollar bills, y'all. If I'm the mayor of London, hell yeah, bring the Super Bowl to my town. I want that.
That's the dumbest thing in the world.
But that's what he's
That is
asking.
so
But why?
stupid.
If you're the mayor of London, wouldn't you want to hope? Like, you're thinking, let me drive my economy.
Of
yes,
course.
bring a major event here.
I would, but it's a stupid ass.
It's no different than being the mayor of New Orleans and wanting the Super Bowl in New Orleans. No
it's-
different.
This is like I don't know, Opelousas, saying, "Hey, we want the Super Bowl in Opelousas this year."
That's not even.
That's exactly what he just said.
That's not even a remote comparison.
Yeah, it is a remote
Opelousas
comparison.
is a small town in southwest Louisiana.
Right. That's the exact same
London
thing.
is a major world city, dripping with history and tradition, has major arenas, has hosted the Olympics.
Oh, come on.
Don't
That
tell
place
me,
sucks.
Like the fact that I'm not saying it's a great
London
place.
sucks.
I'm just saying it's a major world city.
It's a third world, lawless. London stinks.
God.
Nobody wants to go
London
over there.
Stinks. Fergie wrote a song about London Bridge falling down.
Fergie stinks. Hey, Drew Brees said
Like
that he could have
Fergie.
played 3 more years in the NFL if he didn't have arm trouble.
Well, that's a fact.
No crap, Drew.
Man, I could have been an NFL
That's the-
quarterback if I was talented.
I mean, like, that's the dumbest thing in the world. Bo Jackson would still be playing running back if he didn't break his hip in 5 million pieces. Like this, I read that.
We dislocated it.
I had to read it again, and I'm like, okay, this is just grasping for straws. Anyway, so you can kick rocks, Drew.
Kick rocks.
That's all I got today.
We're brought to you by Ruckus. Kick Rocks, brought to you by Ruckus, ruckus103.com. You know, I got to kick rocks. You can kick rocks. Because you went to Ruckus last week and got everybody on the Parish roofing team green dunks. Like,
You didn't have your
Parish
size, bro.
green dunks. Everybody. I mean, even wasn't Tilly wearing his, or Trent was wearing his today?
They didn't have your size.
Who was wearing theirs? Tilly was wearing his today.
You've got a giant foot.
I wear a 13. They make 13s.
They didn't have 13s, bro.
So everybody gets dunks except me.
It's my. I mean, I don't know what you want me to do, but that.
I mean, find them.
They didn't have the size.
Find them.
Okay, I'll look and see.
Ruckus103.com, Ruckus103.com. For 2 locations, Lafayette and Baton Rouge.
So they got the Jordan. They got the Jordan brand now.
I know
over
they
at
do.
Ruckus.
I really like them too. That's really cool. I bought some Jordans the last time I was there. Wait, where's the ones I got? I got the black with the mint green on them.
If you've never
I need to
been
find
to
them.
Ruckus, and I know we say the website ruckus103.com, I get that, and you should do that. But just walk in there and go hang out and talk to the guys.
I love this one so much. I think they don't have my size, but I want this one so much. The Spizike Low Sale University Red right there.
Oh, those are good.
I love those so much. They don't have my size, though.
What do they have? My size?
They have 8s and 11.5s.
They don't have my size.
That's why you got to get them quick, man. When they have a drop, you got to get them. Ruckus103.com. Ruckus103.com. All right, it's After Further Review. Friday shows are brought to you by Don Juan Cigar Bar. Theriot's here. We'll talk plenty about LSU walking off Wofford, and then what we look ahead to tomorrow with LSU very likely against North Carolina. UNC and Long Island, they get started 29 minutes from right now, so when they get underway, we'll keep you up to date with all that. Stay with us here. It's AFR.
AFR.
AFR is brought to you by Clegg's Nursery with 4 locations in the greater Baton Rouge area. Y'all been, Terrio's been lately?
No, but Jonna she wants to go to Clegg's. She was actually marking some of the plants that were outside that they didn't quite make it.
Oh, yeah.
So she's like, she did say that when you go to Clegg's.
And then you obviously have the seasonal change as well. So this is the time. I mean, and I'm going to tell you, you know what Erica's favorite are. I say it all the time. The dipplodenias. She loves those. And they really do thrive. It's a tropical plant. It's a flower that thrives in our climate. They've got pinks and whites and oranges and yellows, and they're gorgeous and they're full, and they really do thrive in this Louisiana heat. So if you're looking for something beautiful, I would highly recommend get by Clegg's Nursery. Any of their 4 locations. If you need items to welcomed guests like bird feeders, hummingbird feeders, they got those.
Dude, I love hummingbirds.
If you want to
How
get
do their
rid
wings
of,
go
if
so
you want to get
fast?
rid of unwelcome guests, they've got ant killer and wasp mosquito spray, all that stuff as well. Clegg Nursery.
When things heat up, you don't just want a cold one. You want the coldest one. The cold lagered, cold filtered, cold packaged one. Mountain Cold Refreshment. Coors Light. Choose chill.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
When it comes to ending cancer, we push forward, always working together for you. That's why our cancer experts at Ochsner have clinically integrated with MD Anderson Cancer Center. This means advanced cancer care, including access to life-saving clinical trials and integrating care to treat the whole you. Introducing Ochsner MD Anderson Cancer Center. Long live you.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar.
I rode along here. We get to ask Ryan a little more than 10 minutes from right now. You can get your questions in for Theriot. Email us, tweet us, text us in the 225-396-4400, 396-4400. LSU beats Wofford 4-3. They walk it off in dramatic fashion. LSU was down 2-0. Gage Jump gave up 2 runs in the second. Really a tough break. If you weren't watching the game, Mac Bingham, the first batter of the second inning, was going back into right center field, caught the ball in the palm of his glove. When he crashed into the wall, the ball came out. So, and then they would sack bunt, sack fly to get a run home, and then they would bring another run around after a couple of single stolen base single. But so they manufactured a couple of runs there, and it held up for the bulk of the game until LSU got into the Wofford bullpen, and they hit 4 solo homers. Milam, Braswell, Jones, and then Milam with the walk-off in the ninth. We're going to focus tremendously, and we should, on the day that Stephen Milam had with the 2 homers, including the dramatic walk-off. But I think Gage Jump deserves a lot of praise for the day that he had. On a day where your offense was doing absolutely nothing, he kept the game within reach. Ended up giving you 7 1/3, struck out 9, didn't walk or hit a batter. And this was a team that really thrived on getting on base that way. They'd walked more than 100 times this year. So I thought Gage Jump, when you needed him to buckle down, get outs, and continue to throw up zeros, he did that, and he gave you a chance to win the game.
I mean, he was sharp from the first pitch that he threw of the game. You know, that the first batter just blowing him away with fastball. First inning, I thought he was great. Got the thing started off good. And you're right. When you don't walk guys and give them free bases, it keeps everything close. Make them earn everything they can get. And you saw what happens. Look, the ball Braswell hit, I thought, I mean, that ball was absolutely destroyed. But that kind of got it going and believable. And what was going on with the Jones?
I think
Jones hits the homer.
Jones homered, and he hit an opposite field homer, and he didn't run out of the box. He stood there and kind of watched it, and you could see the umpire come up to him and say, go, like start running.
Okay.
And so then Jones kind of stopped and turned back, and he turned toward the LSU dugout and was saying, like, let's go, and kind of jumped and was sort of like galvanizing the team a bit. It felt like that was probably. I didn't know if Jay talked about it after the game. I don't know that was part of the post game press conference, but I think it was probably a warning.
Yeah. Okay. Because I saw him gathering up and I saw the whole thing, but like, what? I mean, really, what are you gonna do? Throw the guy out of the game for hitting the? I don't know.
Well, the thing that was the most concerning in that moment is after we watched what we watched transpire last weekend, where LSU in the SEC tournament guns down a runner at the plate against South Carolina, and they come back and rule catcher's interference in a balk, and they put the run on the board, and LSU has to go back out on the field. I don't know. I mean, I think all of us, I was kind of holding my breath there thinking, oh, my God, are they about to they're going to rob you again? Like, what's going on here? So that, whether it was right or wrong, I mean, that was the thought that I had in my head whenever I saw that initially. So, but a monster shot by Bear Jones. Here's if you want to see it, I don't know if you can pull it up here, but here's the shot by Jared Jones. So he stays in the box and watches it fly, and then starts to run after the umpire kind of got him going a little bit. So I was asked a question in the last hour, and I'll pose it to you. And it's a hypothetical, but if there is an upset, and I don't think any of us believe they're going to be. I mean, I'll check the odds on it again, but North Carolina is a massive favorite over Long Island. But if there is an upset, and if Long Island beats North Carolina, then LSU's facing Long Island tomorrow. Hypothetically, would you hold Luke Holman for the potential championship game on Sunday that would advance you to the Super Regional round?
100% I would.
So, by the way, North Carolina is minus 4,000 today against Long Island. Yeah. So you would hold.
Yeah, absolutely.
You would hold Holman.
I mean, the only way Long Island wins this game is if they throw their best guy, and then they throw their second best guy. You know what I mean? I have to think our 3 and 4 is better than Long Island's 3 and 4.
Who's LSU's 3 and 4?
Probably Ackenhouse. I mean,
you don't even know his name.
Ackenhausen?
There you go.
Ackenhauser?
Gardenhoser. But my point is that's the point.
It's a number of guys.
You don't have a 3 or 4.
It's the freshman, it's the lefty, it's the kid.
So you go through a bullpen day and leave it up to chance to potentially lose that game?
I don't think you can lose that game, man.
This is the perplexing thing about you, because you have always been the guy. Like last year when Jay threw Skeens against Tulane, you were good with it.
Yeah.
And for me, that's one of the most careless, reckless decisions I've ever seen a coach make around LSU baseball. It was, I mean, I said that was going squirrel hunting with a bazooka. Tulane was a 19-win baseball team. Mm-hmm. It was a 1-4 matchup. You're at home. You could have thrown Floyd. You could have thrown anybody and won that game. And you went out there with Skeens and really left yourself vulnerable. My point with this team is the only way, I don't see a path for LSU to advance out of the loser's bracket. Your pitching isn't there. And I get, we saw Ackenhausen last year in Omaha pitch great against Tennessee in an elimination game. Herring did it against Wake Forest. I get it. We've seen those guys pitch really big on big stages. But it was also an outlier for them to do that. I don't know that I'm counting on that. The surest thing that I know is for LSU to advance out of this regional is you got to start 2-0. And if you don't start Holman tomorrow, and something weird, fluky happens and you lose. By the way, that would be a Long Island team. And again, this is all hypothetical. I don't think any of us think it's going to happen. But that'd be a team that upset the host, North Carolina, to get there if that happens. You're going to tell me you're going to put that to chance? Leave that to chance? I'm not.
So the Skeens thing against Tulane, I mean, that's the first game of the regional.
By the way, Arkansas is in a dogfight right now, and they pitched off. They held Hagen Smith. Last I looked up at the screen, it was 10-8.
Yeah, I think it's still 10-8. Look, I think second game of the regional, they've already thrown their 2 best. Who came in after jump today?
Well, Guidry threw 6 pitches, and then Herring threw 17 pitches in the 9th. So everybody's available tomorrow. Like everybody except Gage Jump is available. You could throw anybody tomorrow.
I would strongly consider holding your number 2 off if that's the case. If in fact Long Island, whoever the hell it is, wins. But, whatever.
Jay won't do it, and I would completely disagree with that. It would be so tempting, and I understand it, in a 1-4 matchup whenever, like A&M playing Grambling in a 1-4 matchup, I get it. And that was a 9-0 game. There was another one that was close today. But the point being, if you're in a 1 versus 4 matchup to open a regional and you're a heavy favorite, like Texas A&M was against Grambling, then I get it. Yeah, pitch off. I mean, we saw LSU do that with NOLA in 2012, right? He was the number 3 as a freshman. They were playing ULM. They held Gosman and Eads and threw NOLA. 100% the right thing to do. Save your horses because you got a capable 3. If LSU had a capable 3, I would agree with you. Like if they, in 2009, they won the national championship. Austin Ross threw the opener against Southern. Like, and you held Renato and Coleman. If you had a capable 3, I'd be with you. I would say yes, okay. But you don't on this team. Your option is a bullpen day otherwise. And I don't like that approach.
You think they could have done a better job developing a 3?
I don't know. You tell me.
I don't know. It seemed like they tried too early in the year with the midweek stuff, and it just never really worked out. They tried to bring along, what is it?
Cade Anderson.
Cade, on the weekend.
Well, the problem is Thatcher Hurd.
Yeah, problem is Thatcher Hurd.
I mean, Hurd pitched the championship game for you last year.
Mm-hmm.
He was supposed to be your Friday night guy, and now it's at a point where he doesn't even contribute. No. Now, that changed a little bit. Jay threw him twice in the SEC tournament, and I think in a spot out of the bullpen where you need a couple of innings, they may go to him. Or he could even start and kind of give you maybe 2-3 innings at the start of the ball game. But, I mean, that's really the problem, right? Is the guy you were like if you had Hurd that he was at the end of last season, jumping Holman, yeah. I'm good with whatever you want to do in that situation. But you don't. Like, it's a dramatic drop-off. LSU was 2-8 in Game 3s in the SEC this year. 2-8. Like, you struggled to win those games all year long. I mean, I hear you, and I totally understand the temptation. I'm normally the guy that's shouting that, but I would not leave it to chance. All right, brought to you by the Williamson Eye Center, 924-2020, 924-2020, or WilliamsonEye.com, WilliamsonEye.com. If you want to see 2020, call 924-2020 for the Williamson Eye Center. I love telling you about Dr. Blake Williamson every single day right here, and just a great member of our community, great community partner. So many current and former Tigers and athletes in all different sports, at all different schools and professional teams, have trusted Dr. Blake Williamson with their eyes. I mean, I've told you before, I went and did a sit-down a few years ago, a panel with Dr. Blake and Warren Morris and Devin White, and Caleb Von Chasson and Patrick Coogan and Paul Maneri. So many athletes, current, former coaches have trusted Dr. Blake Williamson, and you should as well. 924-2020, 924-2020, or WilliamsonEye.com. Remember the Williamson Eye Center. Ron, just say the date. Federalis Fest is back for their second year this fall, Saturday, October the 5th. One day located at the beautiful Live Oak at Cedar Lodge in the heart of Mid-City. Make plans to be there this October the 5th. All right, it's after further review. We'll knock out our final break here of hour number 2. Come back, we'll do Ask Ryan. Get your questions in for Theriot. You can ask Theriot anything about anything. We got a ton of baseball to talk about in hour number 3 as we look ahead to LSU and whomever it may be in the winner's bracket game. And that Long Island, North Carolina game gets started here in about 13 minutes from right now. Don't you move. It's AFR.
AFR.
Buying or selling commercial or residential, you need a realtor. You need the best. You need Darren James. 335-7666, 335-7666, or agent225.com. That's agent225.com. I've told you for years now. Darren's the best. This is objective fact. The Wall Street Journal is listed the top 1% of realtors in America. Darren James, number 54 in the country. Beautiful new listing. I just opened up Darren's social media, his Facebook. Tell you all the time, he's got a way of making you feel like you are his only client. On Kiever Avenue in Baton Rouge, a beautiful home, 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, 1,700 square feet. You can check it out right now at agent225.com or on the Darren James Facebook page as well. Agent225.com. Buying or selling, you need to get to the closing table. If you're a seller, you need the absolute best. You need Darren James. Log on to agent225.com or call Darren on his cell, 335-7666 for Darren James.
Think real estate, think Darren James.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Farming is a way of life for us. It's not something we get up in the morning and dread going do. It's just something we go to bed at night looking forward to getting up to go do. John Deere equipment is what we as farmers strive to have. It's in your blood, it's in your veins. It's just a part of who you are. Green is what we want to be in. The other tractors were acquired to patch it up to get to where you want to be. Where we want to be is in John Deere. Flip the switch and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
Elevate brand visibility, ignite customer engagement with the power of radio and digital advertising combined. Guarantee Digital Media brings the two together as a trusted media partner in Louisiana for nearly a century. Claim your free digital audit at guaranteemedia.com.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further. Like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial properties. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way.
And you showing off, but it's alright. And you showing off, but it's alright. It's a short life, yeah.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar.
All right, let's get to Ask Ryan here to wrap up hour number 2. Get your questions in. Email us, tweet us, text us in the 225-396-4400, 396-4400, 396-4400. Derek, Ask Ryan. Would you rather wait on the Plaquemine Ferry or sit in traffic in Bruley to cross the bridge? I don't think I've ever ridden the ferry.
I've never ridden the ferry either.
Yeah, clarification. I've lived in Baton Rouge since 1989. I've never ridden the ferry.
Me neither. But that traffic he's talking about in Bruley is pretty bad. I would say the ferry. I'd rather do that because at least you can watch the river. It might be pretty out. I don't know.
I guess you're still in your car too in the ferry, right? Is it a ferry where your car goes onto the boat and they ferry you across?
Yeah.
Why would you do that instead of just driving over the bridge? Why would you go on a ferry?
Well, normally it's quicker. I mean, that traffic coming up just sitting there is tough sometimes.
Bronson, Ask Ryan, where do players like Altuve and Milam get their power from? Don't understand the physics.
I mean, they're much shorter to the ball. Their arms are shorter. They're direct. Generally, they're on top of the baseball, create backspin. Look, hitting the ball far is about creating backspin. It's not generating the power. If you can make the ball spin backwards when you hit it, the ball is going to go. It's not an easy thing to do, but that's what you try to do.
Breezy Bro, Ask Ryan, will you call Matt next time you go to Ruckus? Mm-hmm.
Look, it's a couple times that I've just kind of had a few minutes and gone, but I normally do.
normally do.
I normally
You've
do.
never called me.
Oh, that is not true.
We've gone to Ruckus together, but it's always when I've been going there with Drew on a Saturday and you come along.
No, it was. There was a time I was going hunting, and I said, "Hey, I'm going to stop by Ruckus. You want to come?" And then you came, and then we went and drove Ryan's big golf cart.
That's true, but we were already going to Ruckus. You met us there.
I invited you.
No, we were there.
I said, "Would you like to come meet me?"
It's not what I'm going to go look at our text.
And then go ride Ryan's big golf
Ask
cart.
Ryan, does Monster Mile not remind you of Armando Rios?
Nope. He reminds me of Mike Fonte.
Doesn't remind me at all of Armando Rios, except for the fact that he's dark complected and he's short.
Like Armando's
That's about it.
not short though. Like he's not a big old dude.
Not a big dude, yeah.
But he's not short.
And Armando played center field.
And he's jacked.
Jacked. I know. Rooney email. Shout out to Rooney.
Yeah, what's up, Rooney?
Ask Ryan, does Parrish need some John Deere equipment?
Yeah.
Better go get it over at Sunshine.
Everybody needs some John Deere equipment.
John Deere.
And everybody should go to Sunshine and buy a lot of stuff, tractors and stuff.
Get a couple more in here. Got to remind you about Relief Windows. Oh, they got an awesome 3D model now at Relief Windows where you go sit with them and they can take this 3D model of your home and put different siding on it, different windows. Yeah, so like you can see what it would look like instead of like flipping through a book or just looking at samples. Awesome. You can set that consultation up over at Relief Windows. Their headquarters right there on Airline in Prairieville. Go south past 42. It's about a quarter mile on the right. It's Relief Windows. Windows, doors, siding. Oh, yeah. They do indoor shutters as well. Relief Windows and reliefwindows.com. Ask Ryan, would you rather wait? Oh, sorry. That was... Oh, he sent a picture. Oh, he sent the picture of the ferry thing.
He's on the ferry?
Oh, man. Look, there's the picture. I guess he's on the ferry.
See, I'd rather do that.
Yeah, sit on the ferry. I
think that's nice.
Put a car on a boat? No, I'm not doing that.
Oh, you're off that.
I'm not putting a car on a boat. No.
Okay.
AFR. I don't think I could be down with that at all. Hey, if you need a generator, call the Generator People. It's Optimize.
Should get one.
GeneratorPeople.com. I think there's two questions people ask when it comes to a Generac automatic home standby generator. Can I afford it? And who should I call?
Yes.
Because the generator is a commodity, right? There's a bunch of different companies that sell Generac automatic home standby generators.
Yeah.
So, well, who do you buy it from? Well, you buy it from Optimize, and the reason is because they do one thing and one thing only. That's sell, service, and install Generac automatic home standby generators. That's it. Like, it's not an electrical company that also does generators. It's not an HVAC company that also does generators. It's not an alarm company that also does generators. No. That's all they do. That's why they're the number one Generac dealer in the state of Louisiana. And as far as affordability, comes with a free 10-year warranty. They have financing for any budget. If you have $600 for a down payment, you can afford a home standby generator from Optimize. GeneratorPeople.com.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is taking $11,000 off the new 23 Dodge Charger. We're open for business in our beautiful new showroom and taking $11,000 off the powerful new Charger. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Power up your next project with John Deere Deals by Sunshine. Whether you're working hard or playing hard, our knowledgeable team will help you find the right product for you. Ask us about our amazing tractor package promotions. Learn more about what it means to be powered by Sunshine at sunequip.com.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. BRAC, your #1 park system in the nation.
When it comes to ending cancer, we push forward, always working together for you. That's why our cancer experts at Ochsner have clinically integrated with MD Anderson Cancer Center. This means advanced cancer care, including access to life-saving clinical trials and integrating care to treat the whole you. Introducing Ochsner MD Anderson Cancer Center. Long live you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Doug Brown. The NBA Finals start next Thursday in Boston. The Mavericks and the Celtics. ESPN's Brian Windhorst compares Luka Doncic to a marquee player from another sport.
He reminds me of Leo Messi. He played for Real Madrid, Luka did. He idolizes Messi. He grew up idolizing soccer players. And the way Messi plays is he kind of lumbers around, he walks around. He's not always super active. But then when the ball comes to him, he turns brilliant in the blink of an eye.
Brian Windhorst on Get Up. The NBA Finals are on ABC and ESPN Radio. Our Adam Schefter reports Olympic gold medal wrestler Gable Steveson will sign a 3-year deal with the Buffalo Bills. Steveson has never played football, but expects to be a defensive lineman. Hockey tonight, Game 5 of the Western Conference Final in Dallas. Stars and Oilers, series tied at 2. And the scheduled July 20th bout between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul postponed until sometime later this year after a recent medical issue for Tyson while on a flight.
ESPN Radio is presented by Progressive Commercial Insurance. It flexes to fit your business's needs. From quick repairs to adjustable coverages and even payment options, Progressive Commercial makes it easy to get what you need. Quote today in as little as 6 minutes at progressivecommercial.com.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge Studios.
That's right. You can't handle the
Riot Radio Hour.
Let's do that again. Guess who's back? Back again.
Lisa, I want some more.
The Riot Radio Hour.
Well, let's start the insanity. Giddy up.
Hour 3, off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us, AFR. Presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. I'm Matt.
This is Jack O'Neal, and I hate Matt.
Paul O'Neal.
They're chanting Paul O'Neal's name.
Music. Hey. We're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there and make it a good one. Yeah, bro.
Yeah,
LSU beats Wofford 4-3. They snatched victory from the jaws of defeat. If you missed the game, Tigers trailed 2-0 through 6. Gage Jump gave up a 2-spot in the second. Then the home run barrage started. 4 solo homers for the Tigers, including a walk-off in the bottom of the 9th to lead off by Stephen Milam. And Stephen Milam will join us on AFR in 12 minutes from right now. So we'll head up to Chapel Hill. We'll look forward to talking to Stephen Milam about his big day. At 2 homers, he actually got LSU scoring started in the 7th with a solo homer and then hit the game winner there in the 9th. You wanted to talk a little bit about LSU's path through this regional and to Omaha, so we'll get to that in a second. Real quick, though, let's just run through the scores, maybe for those knocking off of work. Haven't really been locked into regionals today and wondering what's going on. There are 3 games currently in progress, and then the 5 o'clock Central Time wave is about to start, which includes North Carolina against Long Island. Arkansas is in a dogfight with Southeast Missouri State. They're heading to the bottom of the 7th. Arkansas leads 10-9. Arkansas pitched off, so they held Hagen Smith, and Mason Molina started, and they are clinging to a 10-9 lead there in Fayetteville, so we'll keep you posted. In the Santa Barbara Regional, San Diego and Oregon are tied at 4. They're in the 10th inning, so they're in extras there. And then Nichols is taking it on the chin a little bit. Irvine is beating Nichols in the Corvallis Regional right now in the 2-3 matchup. 10-5 is your score right there. Again, the games that are about to start, UNC against Long Island, Wake Forest against VCU. That's in the Greenville Regional, where earlier today East Carolina was upset. We'll get to that in a second. But Texas against ULL also starts at 5. They're in College Station. Alabama against Central Florida. They're in the Tallahassee Regional. That's starting here in just a moment. And then an hour from now at 6 o'clock, you'll have the final wave of games, or the next wave of games go off. As far as the SEC teams yet to play today, Mississippi State, St. John's, that's a 6 o'clock first pitch. And I thought there was one more. No, okay, here's your finals from earlier today. It has gone final. Florida beats Nebraska 5-2. That's in Stillwater. So Florida moves into the winner's bracket, winning the 2-3 matchup there against the Cornhuskers. Kentucky 10-8, a winner over Western Michigan. A&M blanks Grambling 8-0. Georgia held on against Army 8-7 was your final there in Athens. Florida State beat Stetson 7-2. East Carolina was the upset we talked about. The number 16 seed East Carolina there in their Greenville Regional. They lose to Evansville. The 4 seed beats them 4-1. Virginia beat UPenn 4-2. We know LSU beat Wofford. Coastal blasted Vanderbilt in the Clemson Regional 13-3. Indiana beats Southern Miss 10-4. UConn beats Duke 4-1. That's in Norman. And then other 2 games that are final. In Raleigh, South Carolina rallied to beat James Madison in 10 innings, 8-7. And then one that's of keen interest here, West Virginia, the 3 seed, beats Dallas Baptist 4-1 in the Tucson Regional. Remember, the Chapel Hill Regional is paired with Tucson. So if LSU advances, they would play the winner of the Tucson Regional. Grand Canyon and Arizona will play tonight at 8 o'clock Central. So you've already had an upset there with West Virginia beating Dallas Baptist. West Virginia was – I did pick – my pick was for West Virginia to win that Tucson Regional. So if LSU is able to advance through Chapel Hill, the Tigers would be at home next week against West Virginia if that were to play out. But again, Arizona, the number 13 overall seed in the country, they get started at 8 o'clock Central Time, so 3 hours from right now against Grand Canyon. All right. LSU, we presume, is going to play North Carolina. You wanted to talk about LSU's path potentially to Omaha. So what do you think it looks like through the remainder of this regional?
So you mentioned earlier, last time LSU threw off, they decided to bring in, what was it? Who was it? NOLA?
That wasn't the last time they did it.
No,
that was just
an example,
a notable
an
time
example.
they did it. Yeah.
But they had 3 definitive starters. They were able to do that. I think we saw in the SEC tournament with this team, there are a few guys in that bullpen that you're able to extend, right? In order for LSU, for me, and I don't know which one of these guys it is, because really I think there's 2, maybe 3 that could do it. But in order for those guys to get to Omaha and then have success in Omaha, you're going to have somebody extend, and it can't be a multiple bullpen type day. When I say extend, I mean 5, 6 innings give you a legitimate
Which
start.
what Ackenhausen did against Tennessee last year in an elimination game. They gave you 6.
And so the question, I guess, is, which one of those guys is most likely to be that guy? Because if you look at and I think Herring has given Jay the ability to say, okay, it doesn't have to be Nate. Herring can come in and get me 6 outs 2 days in a row, maybe, right? And then you also have another lefty that you can extend with Ackenhausen.
Yeah, look, man.
I always feel like Cade Anderson is the guy. They tried to do it with Cade Anderson. He did pitch in the SEC tournament and did okay, right? I think he actually did pretty good in the SEC tournament.
Cade Anderson has just not shown the ability to get SEC hitters out. That's been his problem. Now, in a regional setting, maybe you play if you play Long Island, but like maybe he fares much better. He's a strike thrower. It's not gone well for him against SEC hitters. And by the way, like you could speak to this, that's okay, man. Like he's a true freshman. Not every true freshman is ready to come in and compete in the conference. He took a step from high school into college and was very good in the pre-conference schedule and in the midweek. But whenever we talked about it after he had a lot of success. Would he be more valuable as an SEC weekend reliever as opposed to a midweek starter? And Jay put him in those situations, gave him that opportunity. It just didn't work out for him. Right. So, like I think he's going to be fine and he's going to be great in his career here. I think he's going to be in your weekend rotation next year, and I think he'll be a really good pitcher for you in your weekend rotation. I just don't know what makes you think that that's the guy at this point that you'd be able to count on to go get you those outs and to start for you in that situation.
Generally, it looked like early that's what they were grooming him for, and generally when you see that guy in the midweek that they're extending, it's almost like, okay, we're trying to set him up and get him for that position, later on in the postseason. What's Christian Little's?
He's out this weekend.
He's out.
So Anderson gave you 4 innings against Central Arkansas, 5 against Rice, 5 against Southeastern, 5 against then he went 2 2/3 against North Dakota State, 1 run on 3 hits. And then he started to get a look in the SEC weekends. Against Mississippi State, he went 2/3 of an inning, walked a guy, and gave up 3 hits.
Did he start that game?
No, as a reliever. Came in as a reliever against Florida, 3 runs on 3 hits, allowed 2 homers against Florida. And then he was done in SEC weekends. They for a while. Went back to the midweek role. They let him pitch in relief against Tennessee, 1 inning, 2 runs on 2 hits. Walked 2. Again, like it just, and then he started that Auburn game, went 2/3 of an inning and allowed 5 runs on 4 hits in 2/3 of an inning. Now he had some bad baseball, but the point is just let's see, State, Florida, Tennessee, Auburn, and then Ole Miss. He faced 1 batter against Ole Miss and hit him. So we've seen him pitch 5 times against SEC opponents, and it didn't go well.
Right.
So, I don't know what to tell you. Now, he did pitch in the SEC tournament against South Carolina and against Tennessee, and he was fine. But I don't know that, like, what do you – it would be a total outlier. I think if you're Jay at this point, you shorten your staff to know who the guys are you feel you can count on, and it's Ackenhausen and Herring and Guidry and Ulloa, Lohr. I mean, those are the guys that he's counting on out of the bullpen right now.
Of those, I guess Herring's been Ackenhausen's been extended the most.
This year?
Yeah.
I think there was one, I can't remember it off the top, where what's Herring's long outing of the season? Do you know it off the top?
80 pitches.
It was early, wasn't it?
It was early. It was early in SEC play.
I'm trying to find it.
Man, I want to say it was because Florida weekend.
But then he did it again. Hang on, I have it. I have his box scores here. So let's see. He threw the 80 pitches. He threw 79 against Missouri.
It was Missouri.
That's what it was. So, and that was right at the start of the second half. But early in the season, he threw 54 against Florida, 70 at Arkansas, 79 against Missouri. So those are so he's been extended.
Did he start those games or
no?
No.
So he's been extended, but he the only game he started this year was against North Dakota State. He's got 1 start on the season, but he can extend. Ackenhausen can extend. I guess if you have to, here's the thing: if you have to come out of the losers bracket, you're going to have to count on somebody to do something extraordinary. Like that's what happened in Omaha. I keep giving the example, but Ackenhausen against Tennessee giving you 6 innings was extraordinary. That was an outlier. You weren't expecting it. That's why it was so surprising. But you got it. You got the performance you needed. And if it happens to LSU to where, let's say they lose tomorrow and they have to come out of the losers bracket, maybe it is Cade Anderson. It's going to have to be because you're going to have to win an elimination game and then beat presumably North Carolina twice if you were to lose. So you're going to have to rely on someone to do something they haven't done all year. Maybe it's, hey, Hurd, I need you to go be whatever you were last year against Florida in Omaha when you gave us 6 innings and you were awesome. Like, you're going to have to get something like that to get there, which is why I'll keep saying, and it's so common. Of course, it's common sense to say, advancing through the winners bracket is the easiest way. Of course it is. But we've seen this as well, where a team that didn't have a 3, and it was Ole Miss 2 years ago. They had Dylan DeLucia and Hunter Elliott, and they were awesome. And those guys never lost in the postseason. And they just ran. The bats were hot. They had a lot of belief. They had 2 dominant starters, and they ran those dudes straight through the postseason. And they won a national championship. So if Jump and Holman can be awesome and keep you in the winners bracket, then yes, you can absolutely go do that and go to Omaha and make a run. But you need those guys to be awesome for you every time out.
Was Jump awesome today? I think so. Yeah. I mean, if you get a 7-inning every time, then that's
105 pitches, gave you 7 1/3, struck out 9, didn't walk anybody. I mean, I think what did he give five hits today? I mean, yeah. It's just he ran into trouble in the second, and he wouldn't have had any trouble if Bingham was able to squeeze the ball. It's a tough catch, but he got there, just ran into the wall and dropped it. So, I mean, it was in his glove. And when he hit the wall, the ball popped out of his glove. I mean, but for that, you're probably out of that inning, and Jump doesn't allow a run all day. So, long way to go, though, man. But obviously a big one tomorrow. We'll keep you posted on North Carolina and Long Island as they're underway there now in Chapel Hill. Okay, it's after further review. If you need dinner plans tonight, man, get by Supper Club. Remember open seating at the bar? They did that about a little more than a month ago. They opened up bar seating at Supper Club, so you don't need a reservation to walk in at the bar. It's 5:15. You're knocking off of work. You want to maybe meet your significant other? Just say, hey, meet me at Supper Club tonight. Scone, I don't have a reservation. Doesn't matter. Well, you can always call. They always have, or sometimes they have cancellation. So maybe you could pick up a table if someone did have a late cancellation, or you can just go hang out at the bar, have a glass of wine, a craft cocktail. It's Supper Club. SupperClubBTR.com, SupperClubBTR.com for reservations. Man, if you forgot your jacket at home, no worries. You don't need a jacket. Collared shirt, slacks, nice jeans. You can walk into Supper Club. That's part of the stated dress code. And you will have the most magnificent meal of your life. New menu items coming up on Tuesday. Fired up to tell you more about that, but it's Supper Club. SupperClubBTR.com. SupperClubBTR.com. Make Supper Club part of a staycation in Baton Rouge this summer club. It's Supper Club. Okay, we're not going to quick break. Stephen Milam, the hero of the day. He'll join us when we come back on AFR.
AFR.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
When it comes to ending cancer, we push forward, always working together for you. That's why our cancer experts at Ochsner have clinically integrated with MD Anderson Cancer Center. This means advanced cancer care, including access to life-saving clinical trials and integrating care to treat the whole you. Introducing Ochsner MD Anderson Cancer Center. Long live you.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared toward seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink, or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial properties. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
She like to twerk and that's for certain, cause I can tell she fine. She got me hype, I wanna bite it right now, yeah, yeah. Say, ah, yeah, 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 yeah. Look at y'all snap, make that thing clap. Those in the club.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar.
The pitch to the plate, high in the air to right field. Going back is Wiley at the wall, makes a leap, and Milam walks it off in the bottom of the ninth inning. That baby's gone into the Carolina Blue. Stephen Milam with his second home run of the day. 4-3, Tigers win it in the ninth.
Chris Blair on the LSU Sports Radio Network, one that none of us will soon forget. Stephen Milam, the hero, with the walk-off homer in the bottom of the ninth to send LSU into the winner's bracket. And from Chapel Hill, Stephen Milam joins us now. Stephen, how are you, man?
I'm doing good. How are you guys?
I bet you are doing good. Way better than us chumps back here, I'll tell you that much. Hey, man, walk us through the AB. A 9-pitch at-bat. You fouled off 4, and then you got the one you liked and pulled it over the wall.
Yes, sir. He had fastball, changeup, slider. Saw a good amount of fastballs. I think they were all fastballs, actually. Just trying to hit a line drive backside, and he tried to challenge me, and I got a pitch I could hit, and I hit it out. And
yeah, don't
swing on it.
On the broadcast, they kept making note that you kept trying to, like, they had shifted against you, and you were obviously on the left side, so the third base side was wide open. Were you trying to go to the third base side?
Yes, sir. I'm normally trying to hit it over the shortstop's head, so that's what I was trying to do. But they kept on trying to challenge me inside, and I was able to get the barrel head out and let it go.
You can't sneak the cheese by the rat. That's what they used to say. That's what they used to say.
Are you calling him a rat?
I'm just saying.
Sounds like you're calling him a rat.
You call him what you want. The guy hits homers. Steven, what'd you eat for lunch today? Like before the game?
Before the game, I just ate some bacon and some potatoes. That's all I had.
Let's do that again tomorrow.
I like that a lot. That's a good idea.
Whatever you ate yesterday, do that tomorrow. And that was awesome. So look, it's been a few homers, and the power's looking like it's coming a little bit. Are you doing anything different at the plate than you were doing earlier in the season?
Yeah, I just feel like I was out of sync. I was still trying to find my swing in the college game, and I feel like it's all kind of clicking together now, and I'm still getting stronger, and I feel like I'm able to tap into more power with everything being in sync both ways, and then obviously I'm making better swing decisions and hitting pitches I can handle.
What's an example of being in sync or being out of sync?
Using my lower half to generate the power instead of using my upper body. I'm a have good hand-eye coordination, so I just got to let my legs take me to the ball, and my hands will be there.
Did you hit a bunch of homers in high school?
I had 7, I think, my senior year.
Okay. So when you're working with Jay or any of the staff, are they encouraging you to elevate the baseball? Like, do they want you to try to elevate the ball to hit doubles and homers?
No, they I actually always work to hit line drives, doubles in the gap, like oppo line drives over the center field or the shortstop or second baseman's head. I mean, the homers will come, but I just try and hit singles and doubles.
Stephen Milam's with us. Hey, what did the starting pitcher for Wofford today, Little? It was a bit of a surprise. I think all of us were expecting Zach Cohn. By the way, were you all surprised by the decision that Wofford didn't pitch the guy that we sort of talked about who was their Friday night guy?
We did, but we knew he threw a lot of innings and a lot of pitches before that. So everything was up in the air. But, I mean, Little, he did a good job. He worked fast, and I had 2 good at-bats off him, but he was a tough one for us to crack.
Had you all spent a lot of time scouting him throughout this week?
We had our scouting report, and that's what the coaches do, and they showed us everything, and we were really prepared, but we just got sped up. We had to slow the game back down when we got to the bullpen, and that's how we ended up winning that game.
Was there a point? Yeah, I mean, obviously you all were held scoreless through 6, and then you broke through with the home run in the 7th. What was the feeling like in the dugout with the team when you all were struggling offensively for 2/3 of the game?
Yeah, they kept it positive in there. Even the coaches was trying to get us going. You don't need 50 hits to always win a ball game, so we just had to put together 3 good at bats, and we ended up putting together a couple more than that, and we ended up winning that game. So just trying to get to tomorrow's game and keep doing the same thing.
You're obviously having a great year. We look at the stats, and then even better postseason and offensively. But what hasn't been talked a lot about is the defense and your defensive presence you've brought to the LSU Tiger team this year. I think it's 4 errors or 5 errors on the season, which is really good, or around there.
You had that in your first game.
I mean, I literally led the SEC in errors my freshman year, so you're doing a lot better than I was doing. I did. You got to win in something. I won in errors. How much is that a focus of your game, Stephen, as well as base running?
That's a massive part. I mean, I got to be able to play defense, run, hit. I got to do everything in this game because I'm not the biggest person, but I got to contribute and bring stuff to the game that others can't. And I take a lot of pride in my defense and a lot of pride in my hitting, but I like to affect the game in all different aspects.
And then last thing, who did you lose the bet to?
I didn't lose the bet, so we were we were messing around, and then we said if we make it to a regional, I'll put the tiger stripes in my hair. So here we are.
There you go.
I know Jones went blonde as well. Did nobody choose to join you?
If we make it to a super, I would assume a couple other guys will join me. They lost the bet to me already. So.
Okay, all right. I love to hear
There
that.
we go.
Hey, do you? I was mentioning this earlier, and I don't know. Sometimes you do this long enough, you watch enough athletes, like you could just tell guys that thrive in big moments. And you did it in the SEC tournament. You did it today. Are you one of those athletes that just like you want to be up in the bottom of the 9th? Like you crave that situation, the opportunity to be the hero?
Yeah, I do. I mean, I like playing postseason baseball, and I like that extra pressure and the game on the line moment. That's kind of where legends are born, and that's what I've always, dreamed of, is coming to school here, is doing stuff like this, and it's crazy seeing it all come to life.
It was awesome to watch today. Hey, before you go, what's the schedule like for tonight? I'd assume you guys are going to get dinner, and then tonight and tomorrow. What's the rest of the day and tomorrow like?
We just have a meeting at 9 tonight, and I believe dinner's around 6:30 here, coming up soon.
All right, man. Well, everybody back here is pulling for you guys. It's a pretty awesome day to watch the comeback, and congrats on a big moment that people are going to remember and talk about forever, man. Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
Appreciate you, buddy.
That is Stephen Milam, LSU freshman second baseman, the hero, man. 2 homers today, got LSU on the board, and then walked it off, which is pretty incredible to watch that unfold today. I mean, you love baseball. I mean, it's one of those things where LSU was, I don't want to say was thoroughly dominated through the bulk of the game.
It wasn't looking good.
But Gage jump was awesome as well. So there's that component of it that shouldn't be lost in this. I mean, Gage jump just kept throwing up zeros, which gave LSU the opportunity to have the rally in the 7th, 8th, and 9th. But yeah, man, I mean, you start to let your mind wander, what if the rally isn't there and they fall into the losers bracket and lose to Wofford? Like, this is going to be a pretty quick trip up there in Chapel Hill. Yep. All right, LSU wins 4-3. Thanks to Stephen Milam for joining us. I got a little bit of an announcement. We've told you for years now about Mold Zero, and Mold Zero rebranded about a year or so ago to Pure Restoration. Well, I don't want to confuse you, but they're doing it again. Pure Restoration is now a Parish Restoration. You've heard me obviously talk about Richard Tilley and Ryan Theriot and our partners with Parish Construction and Roofing. Well, I'll let you take it away here because you all heard me talking about Jim Woodworth and a great team at Mold Zero, and then you all jumped in and partnered with them.
I think the goal in any successful business is being different, differentiating yourself, offering a product, a great product that nobody else can offer, and that's exactly what Jim and the Pure Restoration team had, and there was an opportunity for us as a group to come together under one umbrella and to be able to provide multiple services. The dry fog process that Jim and the team are able to do is second to none, and it's proprietary. It's something that is unique that we recognized as a game changer, truthfully, in the mold remediation and restoration process. So to have them underneath the Parish umbrella with us as one team, it's providing a menu of services that no one else can compete with, and we're really, really excited to join forces.
So this is pretty easy, actually. You just got to remember the name Parish, which, of course, I'm telling you plenty about, and Terrio's wearing Parish, as am I. If you go to the same website, parishbuilt.com, where we tell you about for roofing, go to parishbuilt.com, you'll see construction, roofing, restoration, waterproofing. If you tap the restoration tab, you'll find all the information. But it's the same thing. It's the patented non-toxic dry fog. It's the same people, the same patented non-toxic dry fog. It's just Theriot and Tilley bought part of the company, and they're partnered with Jim now, and they've rebranded it as Parish. So it's Parish Restoration now. Kill mold, remove odor, all the same thing, all just under one umbrella now with a Parish Restoration. So you can go to parishbuilt.com, and hit that restoration tab. You can see all the info right there.
And it's like anything, same great people involved. You just mentioned it, Richard Tilley, Jim Woodworth, Trent Davis, myself, and providing that same service. We're excited to be able to do it.
Parishbuilt.com, hit that restoration tab, and you'll see it all right there. All right, it is After Further Review. Our Friday shows are brought to you by Don Juan Cigar Bar. There was actually, speaking of Milam's homer, there was a really fantastic moment in the radio booth with Doug Thompson just seconds before Stephen Milam's homer. If you missed it, when we come back, we'll play that for you. We'll get you caught up on what's going on in Chapel Hill as Long Island and North Carolina are underway. We'll wrap up the show with Ask Ryan, so get your questions in for Theriot. Still a lot to do, and glad you're here. It's AFR.
AFR.
Weekend is upon us. If you've been listening to the show all day, you've heard T-Bob with his silly Scottish T-Bob voice that he's been doing for his remote all day. But Rouse's, that's the key component there. T-Bob was over at Rouse's, and right now is an awesome time heading into this weekend to get by Rouse's to save money on your groceries or whatever you're trying to buy for the month or for the week, or to get whatever you need for that party this weekend. If you're having a graduation celebration, my goodness, they got all the different party platters and trays you may need, from your cheeses and your fruits and your vegetables, all the catering trays, finger sandwiches, your meat pies and egg rolls, and all the sides and everything. It's amazing. They got great catering options. If you're looking for sandwiches, they've got you covered over at Rouse's. Mini muffaladas. I love mini muffaladas. Don't you?
I love a good muffalata.
What about finger sandwiches?
Yep.
What about mini overstuffed po' boys?
Yeah.
Chicken salads, mini croissants.
I like those.
Assorted pinwheels. They got them all at Rouse's. Oh, I'm so hungry now.
Homer Lee Amity, ULL.
There it is, the extra mile. on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Power up your next project with John Deere Deals by Sunshine. Whether you're working hard or playing hard, our knowledgeable team will help you find the right product for you. Ask us about our amazing tractor package promotions. Learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered.
Introduction in this, ride business round the city on buttons in this, arm hanging, wrist blinging, just stunting in this, drop the top, block is high, stay bumping in this, be Andrews, get it right, don't tangle and twist it, hit the club every night.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar.
All right, so we've heard the call that Chris Blair had on the LSU Sports Radio Network, of course, our sister station, Eagle 98.1, the flagship for the Tigers, so hopefully you're on all the way to and through Omaha. You'll hear it all in Eagle 98.1. Well, former Tiger pitcher Doug Thompson, of course, is the color analyst on the broadcast. And this is the call. This is the preamble to Chris Blair's call. And the Duggar had himself a little bit of a prediction in that moment. And sometimes on broadcasts it works out that way. Well, hang on. Let me make sure I have it all queued up right, Muse. I don't want to have the wrong audio thing there. All right, my apologies. Yeah, so this is how it all unfolded. Again, this is literally just seconds before Milam's home run. Give a listen.
Chris, I don't know if you've heard the Tiger fan probably somewhere near the home plate, but she's been going at it pretty hard the whole game, and I mean I think she's right there in line behind the parents of wanting to win this game bad.
3-2 off the end of the bat, foul lifted down the line off the bat of Milam. Still 3-2.
So for her, I hope Milam can end it in one swing here.
Just for her, you say?
Just for her, because she has been committed the whole game.
Get another payoff pitch upcoming here from Alec Bouchard. The pitch to the plate, high in the air to right field. Going back is Wiley at the wall, makes a leap, and Milam walks it off in the bottom of the ninth inning. That baby's gone into the Carolina Blues. Milam with his second home run of the day. 4-3, Tigers win it in the ninth.
You have to go check out, if you haven't seen it, at LSU Radio on Twitter. They got the video posted. So they do a stream of the guys in the booth calling the game. And so Doug almost came out. He came out of his chair. He almost came out of his skin. Paul, you can keep this up. And Doug jumped up out of his chair in that moment. Did an amazing job of restraint and not jumping on Chris. I'm trying to rewind it here for those that missed it, but it was an amazing job. As soon as the ball left the bat, Doug just jumps out of his seat, and he called. It'd be great if he could end it with one swing of the bat, and I mean, 5 seconds later was the payoff pitch and the homer. You just see Doug. Great job by the guys on the call there. Stephen Milam walked it off. We're going to get to Ask Ryan to wrap up the show here in about 5 minutes from right now. We do want to make sure that we catch up on the scores from around the country as the next sort of wave of games have gotten going there. Arkansas, by the way, blew it open. They were in a 10-9 ball game in the 7th. It's 17-9 now. So Arkansas stopped messing around. Oregon is up 5-4 in the 11th now on San Diego. That's a game that went to extras, tied at 4. North Carolina in the bottom of the second, up early on Long Island. It's 1-0 as the Tar Heels bat there in the bottom of the second. So we'll keep you posted. And as we were going to break in the last segment, you shouted there as the Cajuns hit a homer there in the bottom of the second, a solo shot. Who hit it?
Lee Amadi.
Atta babe.
Atta boy, Lee.
So it's a Sandoval kid?
Yep. Absolutely. Stud. Super fired up. 1-0 right now. Lee Amadi 1, University of Texas, nothing.
So that's in College Station. That's the 2-3 matchup in College Station. So the A&M won earlier today. They blanked Grambling 8-0. And now ULL has the 1-0 lead on Texas after Amadi's homer, his solo shot there in the bottom of the second as they play in the top of the third. Again, another SEC team underway. Alabama trailing UCF 4-3 in the top of the second. So they've already had offensive fireworks there. And again, the other game of great interest here won't start until 8 o'clock Central Time when Arizona, the 1 seed out in Tucson, takes on Grand Canyon. Of course, the Tucson Regional paired with Chapel Hill. So should LSU advance out of this regional, they play the winner of the Tucson Regional. So we'll keep an eye on the Arizona Wildcats tonight, how that may play out. You want to see LSU North Carolina tomorrow?
Nah, I'd rather see LSU Long Island tomorrow. Yeah.
I'm the same. You're surprising me today because I've done these shows with you. How long have you and I done radio? Since 2012, thereabouts, like maybe.
I mean, first
13?
interview was 2010, but like consistently 2013,
2012. Yeah, 2013 there-ish, 12, whatever. I mean, you're the guy who always says, oh, you want to play the best. You don't want to dodge anybody. You're the guy who, like, you never want to pitch off. You're the every midweek game matters. Like that, are you softening? What's happening with you?
No.
You've done thrown me off.
I want to pitch. I want to face Long Island. I want to pitch off, and then I want to play whoever it is in the final game with, and who I think is our best pitcher with the righty, Holloman.
Do you like?
That's what I want.
Do you think Georgia is apologizing that they got to play TCU for a national championship 2 years ago instead of Michigan? Hell no, they're not. Like, and history's only going to remember that they got a freaking national championship.
Right, I get it.
So if you get a layup, take it. If they give you a gift, take it. So, yeah, of course I want Long Island to win. I'm just stunned to hear you say it.
Nah, I still want to play the best
You're softening
team in the championship
age,
game
dude.
And them have to beat us twice. That's what I want.
You are just soft is what you are.
Soft,
you have softened. You have gotten so content in your old age. That's what's happened here.
I'm not content.
You have gotten completely ooh.
I mean, why would I want to play the better team?
Exactly. But you're the guy who's always said that.
No, I don't.
Yeah. Oh,
like,
are you going to send me like in an archives dive this weekend to find all the times you've said exactly that?
Well, we don't have a third starter. Like, of course, I want to. I'd like to piecemeal tomorrow together. I mean, it doesn't work out good for us. I don't think this is the path.
Oh, I think if LSU throws Holman tomorrow against whomever and wins, that they'll go win it on Sunday. because Carolina is in a similar spot as LSU in that they have their first two guys, right? They have like dueling aces, same as LSU. And the guy that if Carolina wins today with DeCastro, their freshman, the LSU tomorrow will face Shea Sprague, who's an Elon transfer. So you're not exactly talking about a guy with like an abundance of postseason experience or like top end overpowering stuff. So I like LSU tomorrow with Luke Holman on the mound against either team.
Long Island? You'd throw him against Long Island?
Hell yeah. Go get the win. Go 2-0. And let him throw 8 innings, use nobody, and then come back on Sunday with Herring and start Ackenhausen. You have Herring available. You have Ulloa. You got Lowe, and end it. And end that thing in 3. Yeah, hell yeah, I would.
That doesn't sound too bad. I wouldn't hate that either.
We're brought to you by First South Farm Credit. Did you ever get in touch with Tim over there?
Mm-hmm.
You did? How did it go?
It went great. Very informative.
First South Farm Credit. Thinking about buying land, you need to call First South Farm Credit. Your first call should be to First South Farm Credit. Go to firstsouthland.com, firstsouthland.com. I got a text. I love when this happens because third-party validation is so powerful. I can tell you how great they are. Like, I know Ben. I know Tim. Like, I've gotten to sit down and break bread with these guys and learn about their business and all the different ways that they service clients. And they're amazing people, and I love talking about them. They're a business that's been around since 1916. But when I talk about First South Farm Credit, and then one of you calls them and has a great experience and tells me, that happens. So Tommy, I won't tell you Tommy's last name, but it's Tommy P., texted me, said, Matt, I wanted to tell you about my experience with First South Farm Credit. Had an opportunity to buy some property. I called First South, was blown away by how easy the experience was. I closed today, and the process was seamless. Not me saying it. That's a listener who heard me talk about him, called, and had that experience and wanted to share it with me. If you're thinking of buying land, yes, everyone in agriculture knows about First South Farm Credit. Farmers know about First South Farm Credit. But a gigantic chunk of their business are people who are buying a hunting property. People who are trying to buy 20 acres to build their dream home. If that's you, you need to call First South Farm Credit. Your first call should be to First South Farm Credit. firstsouthland.com. That's firstsouthland.com. Okay, we'll wrap up with Ask Ryan. What are you doing this weekend?
I don't know yet.
What do you mean?
I don't know what I'm doing this weekend. I'm sure there's going to be something I'm going to do.
You want to come to LeBear's tomorrow for the UFC fights? I'll pick you up. You come with me. We'll go watch fights. I think Gordy's coming.
Oh, Gordy's going to go?
Oh, now you're interested?
Do you play cards?
No.
I would maybe go and play cards.
I always just go to the casino, or when we go to the casino, like Erica will, and I'll give her money, the cash, and I'm like, this is it. This is all you have to spend. And she'll go and sit at a blackjack table, and she'll lose a hand, and then they'll be like, do you want to split? She'll split cards, and then like in like 60 seconds, the money's gone. Mm-hmm. I'm like, you're done. You can just walk around and watch people play cards the rest of the night.
Well, how much do you give her? Like $20?
That's not for you to know. It doesn't even matter.
Well, yeah, it does.
No, it doesn't.
Because I'm trying to wonder if she has a betting problem. Like, she maybe doesn't know how to bet properly.
Well, no, of course she doesn't know. They're like, do you want to split the bet? She's like, okay. And she just does whatever the dealer tells her to do. And she loses in like literally a minute, and she's done. I'm like, I'm not giving, like.
I don't believe that. I don't think that's the case. Maybe that happened once or twice. But, like, unless you're giving her give her some more cash. Give her, give her $500.
She should appropriate her bets more, like, accordingly. Go to a smaller limit, make a smaller bet.
She's just going all in, like she's going to high limit.
Yes, just boom. Here's all the money. Take it. Now we're done. Split the card. Make up the bet. We'll go.
It's one way of doing it.
Yeah, and it's a losing way to do it. That's a good way to lose your money fast and have your night end. It's AFR.
AFR.
Get Gordon and get it done. Of course, our friends over at Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys congratulate the Tigers on the win today. Gordon's been a huge supporter of the baseball Tigers. Tons of members of the baseball team, part of the G team as well. Gavin Guidry had a great outing today. Hayden Travinsky got robbed. Just absolutely murdered a ball down the third baseline. Dude made a great stab on it. But anyway, Alex Milazzo, Bear Jones, who homered today, all members of the Tiger baseball team and members of the G team. So you want to join the G team as well? You can. If you've been injured in an accident, don't go it alone. You need representation. Choose the best. Choose Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys with offices all over the state of Louisiana. Just call 888-8888, 888-8888, or go online at getgordon.com. That's the social media handles as well. So you can go to Twitter or Facebook or Instagram or TikTok at GetGordon, the social media handles to find all their great content or more information about Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys. Get Gordon and get it done.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is taking $11,000 off the new 23 Dodge Charger. We're open for business in our beautiful new showroom and taking $11,000 off the powerful new Charger. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
When it comes to ending cancer, we push forward, always working together for you. That's why our cancer experts at Ochsner have clinically integrated with MD Anderson Cancer Center. This means advanced cancer care, including access to life-saving clinical trials and integrating care to treat the whole you. Introducing Ochsner MD Anderson Cancer Center. Long live you.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar.
Oh, did he get another one? Oh, no, okay. Long Island just hit a 3-run homer to take a 3-1 lead on the number 4 national seed Carolina Tar Heels to their top 3 there in Chapel Hill. LSU plays the winner of this game tomorrow, and the Long Island Sharks with a 3-1 lead. Let's go!
Let's go.
Hey, let me ask you a question. So Long Island's got a 3-1 lead on Carolina right now. You still saying, hey, pitch off, throw anybody, right? That's what you want to do?
No, yeah, I do want to pitch off. I don't want to give up 3-run homers.
Get out of here. All right. Get your questions in for Theriot. Email us, tweet us, text us in the 225-396-4400. Drop my 10. 396-4400. 396-4400. And drink some Evermore. Hope we asked your questions.
Bro, I bought a bunch of Evermore the other day.
Did you?
I sure
Great
did.
product, dude. I got, these are the 64 ounces. You can buy a 4-pack of the 64. I'll grab one of those and carry it with me during the day, drink it.
It tastes different. It goes down easier. I don't know if it's the cap size or the something like what is the size, the smaller one you got?
This is a 20 ounce.
I'll drink that one.
The 12 ounce.
Quick. Like just boom, done.
This is 32. I'm sorry. There's 64, 32, and 20 ounce. All right. Ask Ryan, favorite action movie. Samaric Gotro.
I mean, would Back to the Future be considered an action movie?
I think that's probably more of a comedy drama, a dramedy.
Okay.
Maybe let's go with it. Action.
I like Indiana Jones, all of them.
Yeah, that's good. Ask Ryan, why do you hate London so much?
London stinks. Oh, man.
He did a graphic of dressing you up like Mary Poppins. That's really good. And it's the picture of you when you had the
thingy.
Whatever the little trash test thing is under your lower lip. Greg Lane asked Ryan, like Milam, do short guys feel taller with a nice mustache?
I don't know that they feel taller. You definitely feel tougher.
Ask Ryan how many walk-offs you got. Some Clark Dennis.
No walk-off homers. I have a couple walk-off hits.
Carla Sharp asked Ryan, how old is Ryan in his old age?
Ryan is 44.
Ooh, big guy.
I know.
44. Ask Ryan, favorite pool toy?
Kind of old school, just like with the inflatable little circular ring thing. What are those called? Or just the raft that you lay on.
Yeah,
that's a good one too.
Cecile said, we used to take our kids to ride the ferry as entertainment. Cheap entertainment. LOL, take Drew. I don't think Drew wants to be on a car and a boat. I don't think he would think that's a gas.
Nah, he probably wouldn't like that. If they had an elevator.
Kid, I'll tell you what, elevators in this building are broken. We normally ride elevators on Saturday. So you walk in and you see the elevator's broken. Try explaining that to Drew. Muse, Paulie, thanks. Go Tide. See you Monday at 3.
AFR.
Brought to you by Michelli Weighing and Measurement, Michelli.com, as we get on down the road. Love telling you about our friends over at Michelli Weighing and Measurement. They keep expanding as well. They're now in 12 states. More than 30 offices across 12 different states. 6 offices in Baton Rouge alone. Their calibration labs are magnificent. If you have precision measurement devices that you need calibrated, our friends at Michelli can help. If it's electronic, environmental, force, lab balance, mass, physical, dimensional, pressure, scale, temperature, humidity, torque calibration, they do it all. That's why I always encourage you, go to the website, go to Michelli.com, and use that as a resource. You can see all the different types of calibration that they offer at the website. So go there, look at the list of services that they offer at Michelli.com. Request a quote. Ship your equipment to Michelli. They can do on-site calibration if you need. Learn more online at Michelli.com.
There it is, the extra mile. On the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further. Like vans customized for work or play. With safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Bayou Ford has the new inventory to get you in a new Ford truck or SUV today. Or customize your next vehicle just the way you want it. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.